this road with my head held high. Nothing's ever gonna break a spirit that won't die. And through the dust and pain, I find a way to shine. Living wild and free, this renegade is mine. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade. I am a renegade, hear the freedom that I make. Chasing dreams with my heart, tearing worlds apart. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade.
Winter in the Northland means no golf, right? Wrong. Looking to get in a round of golf in a climate-controlled winter oasis? Want to just whack some balls at the virtual driving range and work on your swing? Check out Albatross Indoor Golf Club in Grand Forks with more than 90 courses, range venues, and games including Pebble Beach, St. Andrews, TPC Sawgrass, and more. All on an incredibly accurate optical-based simulators from driving to putting. Play straight up, team up for a scramble, play tournaments, or join the two-person Scramble League. It's fun for everyone, and all ages are welcome, too. Call or text 701-757-3220 to set up a tee time. Check out Albatross Indoor Golf Club at the Columbia Mall, your home for the best indoor golf experience around.
VHS tapes on my old shelf, posters hanging, can't help myself. John Hughes classics, the Brat Packs run. Blockbusters ruling, the action's fun. Back to the Future with Michael J. Ghostbusters fighting the ghostly play. Armored heroes in turtle shells. Batman's cape casting mighty spells. Guess who's back? It's Marty McFly. Racing the DeLorean, we're gonna fly high. Gremlins causing chaos. Ferris took a day. Dialing up the classics in the old VCR way. VCR way. Get down loud. Arnold's on the screen, Terminator's glare, E.T.'s phoning home, Spielberg's flair. Rocky's in the ring, punching through the pain. Aliens invade, and Ripley's game. Back to the Future with Michael J. Ghostbusters fighting the ghostly play. Armored heroes in turtle shells. Batman's cape casting mighty spells. Guess who's back? It's Marty McFly. Racing the DeLorean, we're gonna fly high. Gremlins causing chaos. Ferris took a day. Dialing up the classics in the old VCR way. And die-hard thrills, cruising through the decades, seeking cheap chills. From Jurassic Park's dino screams at night to Wayne and Garth partying with all their might, singing Hakuna Matata, feeling carefree. The Lion King's roar in our memories. Living in a golden age where legends thrive. Karate Kid kicking makes us feel alive. From Indiana Jones with his whip in hand to Pretty Woman roaming Wonderland. Flashbacks to the silver screen in Hollywood's gleam, imagining the stories, living out the dream. Back to the Future with Michael J. Ghostbusters fighting the ghostly play. Armored heroes in turtle shells. Batman's hands keep casting mighty spells. Guess who's back? It's Marty McFly. Racing the DeLorean, we're gonna fly high.
Need a tow? Then call John Lutz Towing Service. 3 radio dispatch trucks, including a unique flatbed to pick up low-profile vehicles. And a road service truck with flat tires, dead battery, out of gas, will be there in a flash if you're stranded. John Lutz specializes in custom towing, low-profile cars, and long-distance towing. Fully insured, low rates, damage-free towing. Call John Lutz Towing Service. We don't want an arm and a leg, just your tow.
Woody Woodruff's name rings clear, running the chip, the crowd's all here. Motorcycles roar and the engines gleam, living that Sturgis wild man's dream. From dusk till dawn, the party's loud and mean. He's leading the rally, knows what it means. With a heart of steel and a vision grand, he built this legend with his own 2 hands. Tires burn and the good times roll at the Buffalo Chip. It's rock and roll. Woody's name is carved in history. At the Chip, we ride free, that's the legacy. Woody's spirit makes this place feel like home. The open road where freedom sings. Buffalo Chip's the heart of everything. Neon lights and the stars above. Country tunes blend with stories of love. Race steel guitars and a roaring crowd. With every strum, we make him proud. Through the years, he's held the reins, turning sparks into roaring flames. Woody's name, it's carved in history. At the Chip, we ride free, that's the legacy. Cowboy hat and a heart so true, Woody's guiding us like he always knew. Legends rise and legends fall, but Woody's name stands above them all. Through the dust and the wind, he paved the way for every ride and every summer day. Bikers bond, hell unfold, bikers bond and tales unfold. Every mile we ride, the legends told. Woody's name, it's carved in history. At the Chip, we ride free, that's the legacy. From leather jackets to patches worn, in Woody's world, true legends are born. Engines rev and flags wave high in the shadow of the South Dakota sky. Woody's name, it's carved in history. At the Chip, we ride free, that's the legacy.
Hello there. This is Dick Brunowski coming to you live from Bemidji, Minnesota. I'm here at the Sanford Center, where tonight is the Charlie Barron's Old-Fashioned Tour comedy show tonight at 8 p.m. That's right, it's going on live tonight. I'm here with my special guest, Frankie.
I'm a special guest.
From the Renegade Radio Podcast via the World Wide Web. Now, Frankie, what are you doing here tonight?
Well, the first question I have is, how can Charlie be doing a show tonight if he's going to be on my show in about an hour? How can that be?
Oh, I tell you, that's the power of the internet.
Well, I'll tell you how we do that. We watch a special replay of Renegade Radio tonight on Grand Forks Best Source on their Facebook page, and you'll get to see interviews with Charlie Barron's the first hour. Then we got Verdell Bolio, who's the general manager of the Seven Clans Casino in Thief River, and then last but certainly not least, there's this guy named Rob Fairbanks, aka the Reds Reporter. I don't know who that. I mean, he claims to be a famous YouTuber, but I don't know. I don't see it. He's there, but he's on the show anyway. He wanted to come back, so I let him come back.
With a name like that, he can't be going far. I hope he doesn't lose his day job.
you kind of look like him a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
maybe.
Is he like your brother or something?
Yeah, sometimes just the mustache. It kind of confuses
sure.
me.
Yeah, that's right. That's what it is. So check that out tonight at 7 o'clock. A special replay of Renegade Radio, my birthday episode, my 41st birthday episode, and it's our mega episode. It's the biggest episode we probably have produced in a while. So come join us. And then if you're in the real world at current time right now, come to Bemidji. Come see Charlie. We'll be here.
That's right. You heard it here first. Hey, you ever seen Charlie, man?
Man, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm looking for Charlie Barron's, man. I messaged him and I told him to meet me here, and I asked him to sign my thingy.
I haven't seen him.
What? I messaged him. All I said was, "Hey, Charlie, it's me, Rob. I'm your biggest fan. I'm really digging your comedy, really feeling you, man. I was hoping we could meet up privately. Meaning just me, you, nobody else. Maybe in a dark tunnel. And he was, and maybe you can sign my thingy."
I don't know. That sounds kind of dark, doesn't it?
No, man. I'm just letting him know I'm his biggest fan, man. Man, he's got to be on Charlie Barron's. Anybody seen Charlie Barron's shit? You know what? His tour bus is probably still here, man.
Yeah.
I probably still got time to go meet him, man. I gotta go, man. I gotta sign my thingy, man. I gotta go. Let's see.
Yeah, unfortunately. What's he I think that's a good one. Yeah, that's good. I don't think we got it.
The streets ain't safe no more. I see it on the headlines. Another soul gone too. Is there no end to this ruin? Is there no end to it? We keep losing our brothers and our sisters cry. In the land of the free, where too many die. I see it on the headlines. Another life taken in the night. When will we stand and fight? Is it just me? We rally and we march in circles, it seems. Another candlelight vigil, another broken dream. From coast to coast, you grip of fear. When will it end? Can we see it's near? I see it on the headlines. Another life taken in the fight. When will we stand and fight? Is it just me? I see it on the headlines. Another father gone tonight. Will we ever find the light? Is it just me? Can we ever find the light? We're burying our dreams under a sky of fright. In a frame where pixels stay. Oh, he's here to change our days. Hey, suddenly, televisions bring his face to me. Digital waves, a cyber spree. Oh, with all this stringing smile, his voice echoes through the wires across the screen. In this neon glow, he's our digital king. Max Headroom, taking us away. In his techno world we sway. Oh, he breaks the static, clears the haze, guiding us through these modern days. His smile flickers, but his words are clear. In this digital age, he's always near. Night by night, network signals, he comes alive. In the shadows of the night, he disrupts and lights the way. Our enigmatic guide in a pixelated parade. Neon grids, his domain. In this electric dream, he'll remain. Max Headroom's taking us away. In his world, where circuits breathe, he's the spirit of our digital stream. Through the night, oh, guiding us with his electric dream. Max Headroom, he's the cyber screen with each line. Technology's theme. In every flicker, there's a spark, pulls us closer from the dark. In the glow of his command, we're led by his electric hand. In this world, caught between the real and dream.
The heck are you looking up?
Yeah, I'm playing solitaire.
Oh, I thought you were looking at the weather map or something. It kind of looked like a weather map deal or something.
No, but it is windy.
Oh, very windy now in Seattle.
Yes, it's like, okay. I mean, it happens. So hopefully there won't be any issues.
Well, I doubt that. I mean, it's been windy here pretty much the last couple of weeks. Off and on. It's even when it's been cold and stuff. It went from almost 100 degrees to almost 20 degrees outside.
Oh,
So yeah, went from the hottest of hot to like a couple tornadoes coming by the area to almost getting snow.
oh,
The
that's
weather
terrible.
very very bipolar nowadays. I feel. need some medicine. So how's it been going? You know, week
I'll
ago
give you
were
some medicine.
Yeah. Oh boy. Maybe something I enjoy.
So
Sounds
I
like
got a
buddy.
little surprise in the mail.
Okay. Oh, okay. Okay. Wow.
Can you read it?
See, Lance, my foot or my food's a little funny or a little fancy.
Yep.
Is it fancy or funny?
I think it's
Funny?
funny.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's fun, huh?
So you like? Do you know the guy personally? The guy, the guy who play Art the Clown, or you just like sign up for an
No,
autograph deal?
you know what? What happened was my dad has been doing a few conventions of late where they're there, the
Okay.
Terrifier gang, and so he went in and wanted to just introduce himself and talk to Damien, the director, and he said a great story. He said, Damien said to me, Dick, I met you when I was 6 years old. So it must have been a convention.
Okay.
So, and then he just sent that to me totally out of the blue. I had no idea. Every once in a while, he'll do something like that, where it's like, because he was there and he told David, he said, hey, man, just pick whichever picture is your favorite. And so, yeah, that was just kind of fun.
Kind of a full circle moment there, kind of. Kind of.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, in a really cool way. He's had a couple of experiences very similar to that. And so it's always seems to be a cool thing
Oh,
when
that's
it does come back.
oh,
So,
that's
yeah,
very
that was
cool.
kind of a fun surprise.
Well, what's up, guys? What's up, Screaming Sam and Bad Dog? And Bad Dog, you gotta turn your audio, unmute your audio, and then we'll be able to hear you.
Mute.
Yeah, I hear it knows already. Yeah, well, it's the season finale of Renegade Radio, at least for season 4, anyway. It's not the end. I don't want anybody to think that I just, decide just to end everything because, no, we just need a break. We just need a big break. And I figure you guys all deserve a break. I deserve a break. We all deserve breaks. But that doesn't change how, what I still want you and, well, I mean, Sam and Mad Dog to show up on June 9th. Maybe we should talk about it today and confirm it today. Find out for sure if it can happen or not. We don't have to wait. Yeah, because it would be nice.
That's
I think
up to Tony, dude.
I think Antique Man was also planning on coming too that weekend. So
Is this a yearly thing?
A yearly thing? No.
Yeah, the event that you're talking about that's going on.
Which
that
event?
They're coming up for, or is it
No,
just
this
a
is
hang?
this is the first time we've ever met.
No, I know. I thought that you were, because I know that Kicking Up Country thing. I didn't know if that was
Oh
this
yeah, well
or
yeah, well that I mean I don't know if they'll I don't know if they'll go to that or not. That's up to them. But I just want them to come up to we were originally going to have that be the season finale episode in like 3 weeks from now, in June 9th. But I didn't want to. I was going to extend it to June, but then I thought, let's just take a break since we're taking Memorial Day off anyway. It doesn't make any sense to just have one Monday off and then come back for 2. Yeah, I just. I like to do things straightforward where it's like, if we're going to do it, let's do it all through every week. And if we can't do it, then, But we've been talking all season long about them, the possibility of them coming up, since the start, even last season, we were talking about it. Mentioned about it a little bit. So, but anyway, I mean, it would be nice for us to discuss since we have the time to do it. And since it's like, we ever talk much anyway because we don't. See, Sam and I used to talk a lot, outside the show and everything. Give our take on things or whatever. But you seem too busy all the time now, so such a busy guy to get retired and everything.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but even too,
That
Mad
is
Dog.
what happens.
Well, Mad Dog too. It's like if I find any other wrestlers, because there's a possibility. Well, I know this for a fact now that I can announce this, that Saturday, July 19th, in my area anyway, at the casino, we're having an independent wrestling show, and we're having Jake the Snake Roberts and Cowboy Bob Orton showing up for that. And if I'm able to do something via the web before they show up, because I want to do something with them together if I can. And if I do it via the web, then I'll get a hold of you, and then you can be part of that if you want. But that'll be more closer to in July, so another couple months from now. But it's coming up soon, though. They announced it here a few weeks ago, and I was pretty excited about that because it's like as long as they got somebody. Because when you do a wrestling show, you don't try to get anybody because it's like everybody else that does business with this Minnesota Archive Wrestling promotion down in the cities always are able to get Eric Bischoff, Lex Luger, anybody that was a big name, Al Snow, even, I mean, and originally the GM was telling me that they weren't going to be able to get anybody like to do a signing, but I said you should try to get somebody because you want people to show up for your independent wrestling events. Nowadays, the thing is meet and greets. There are a lot of wrestling fans around here that would appreciate and are willing to spend the money to have a little time with Jake the Snake Roberts and Cowboy Bob Orton.
Absolutely.
Too.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
we
they
always
will.
we always had somebody in. We always brought somebody in.
Yeah. That's the thing that's been nice about that. I don't think any of these wrestlers ever thought they'd ever, like after they retired, that they'd ever have a career after. Like people would care enough, But
That's how I got to wrestle all them guys. We brought them in on the card.
Sure. And when you pay them, they're willing to do anything just about, So, I mean, that's the thing that's nice about that, Very nice. Eric says he'll be on time. He just got late. Well, you're not in here yet, though. Well, anyway, so it's the season finale. Welcome everybody, Renegade Radio. I'm gonna play the intro real quick, and then we'll start the show because we got a lot of good stuff happening tonight. Plus, we got a big special guest coming on here about 6:30. I wasn't going to have a last guest. I was just going to do like a reminiscing episode, but I figured, we should have a guest, because it seems like the guests lately have been very complimentary towards us lately. So, which is not something that was planned. It was just this coming out of their own mouths, and it's always nice to hear. So, but we'll be right back here in a second. So.
I feel rolling down this road with my head held high. Nothing's ever gonna break the spirit that won't die. And through the dust and pain, I find a way to shine. Living wild and free, this renegade is mine. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade. I am a renegade, hear the freedom that I make. Chasing dreams with my heart, tearing worlds apart. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade.
Spring, time to clean up, paint up, fix up, and save up at our own hardware. This circular is full of values.
Like GE bulbs, 4 for $1.49, a single-handle faucet for $24.99, and Pennzoil 10W30 for just 89 cents.
Look for this banner.
Participating in our own hardware stores and visit your local area store for all your spring project needs. Like a ladder.
Ah, the famous Bonanza salad bar. Hey, this really inspires me. First, a bed of crisp, fresh lettuce, luscious ripe tomato, a ring or two of raw onion, a soupçon of crouton. Now, which salad dressing?
Italian.
Ah, French.
Bonanza doesn't charge you for salad with your meal.
Oh, may I?
Even the second time around. Because at Bonanza, we want you to come back.
Bonanza, wow.
Love Don Knotts.
Oh, yeah. I love the internet, being able to find all those nostalgic things and whatnot, the commercials and stuff, and all types of fun stuff. It's amazing. We had a Bonanza back, I think in Detroit Lakes, I believe, which is not too far Probably about an hour or so away from where I live. You know,
I'm flickering like God.
Yeah.
I don't think I did.
Anyway, so what's going on, everybody? Welcome
just
to
the show.
The season finale of season 4 finale, episode number 17 of Frankie Slosson's Renegade Radio. I'm host with the most, Frankie Slosson, along with Lance Warlock, Screaming Sam, and Mad Dog, as well as I think John Roberts will be in a little bit later, and Mama T and Eric and maybe Ken. I don't know. We haven't seen Ken in a long time, so. And then my nephew will be stopping by too here after a bit. He just kind of got busy with some stuff, which is kind of good. I don't know what he's busy with. He didn't tell me, but I guess we'll find out later. But tonight we have a very special guest, not only because of it being our season finale episode tonight, but it's basically just a good way to end the season, because we've had a lot of good guests on this season. Everybody, pretty much everybody that we've had on that I can say has been pretty cool. I mean, would you guys say that they're all pretty much? I mean, before I announce the guests, I mean, let me ask you guys that are in here right now, what was your favorite guest of the season, of this past season?
The last guy we had last week, I love that guy.
Yeah, he was cool.
John.
I thought Ahmed Johnson was cool.
Oh yeah, I figured you'd
Dukes
say that.
Dumpster Josie.
Well, Dukes and Dumpster was from last year. That was last season, but that's okay. We can't combine. You know, if we would have did it the right way, this would have only been season 2. You know, the end of season 2.
What's the right way?
Well, the old way, the way they used to do it back in the day, where they would come up with like 30 or 40 episodes per season or whatever. You know, or like a TV show.
Oh,
or stuff,
okay.
You know? That's the right way.
22, I think it was.
Yeah, or so, or whatever. Sometimes, like, even Home Improvement did like 25 most seasons. Like, you know, in the beginning, then they kind of went up and down, up and down. I think the most we've done so far in one season is 20. So that's pretty good, even for a once a week show. You know, 20 episodes. But this year it'll be 17. The first year it was 16, then it was 18, then it was 20, and now it's 17. But we're on episode 71, you know, just so you guys know, if you're following along. We're on the road to our 100th episode, which will probably happen during season 6 next year, but that's okay. You know, it'll be more of a...
Well, and you just make us rehearse like crazy.
Well, we might have to when we get to that close to that point, you know, depending on who's still around and who's with us or whatever, you know, we'll see how big of an episode we can push, you know. They might have to have you guys wear like tutus or something. I don't know. You a dance recital or something. No, just kidding. Well, Lance, you didn't say who your favorite guest of the season was. I know you missed some episodes too, but what were your favorite?
Yeah, probably the ones I missed, right?
Probably.
I thought the one show specifically was it was cool with Mark from Animal House and Terry from Home Alone. That was a pretty good little duo.
So the season 1 opener, or the season 4 opener. So when we had,
I hope that was the right one.
We had Josh Blevins, who was the Ernest tribute artist, and then we had Mark Metcalf, who was doing the book about his brother, Timmy, and then we had Terry Snow. Yeah, that was you know, for me. I mean, because I've interviewed everybody, you know, this season. You know, hey, I think, man. I don't know. It's hard to say because there's so many good people. They're all good in my book. But if I were to say the biggest one, that I would say the biggest one for me wasn't even on the show. I think it was an exclusive. It was with John Morris from Toy Story. He did the voice of Andy. That's one of my.
I was gonna say that was a really good interview you did with him.
And that was just an exclusive. And I think, man, you know, going back to, you know, this past season, you know, since you've been on a lot of episodes and whatnot, what interview do you remember that you liked the most from this past season?
Give me a little time to think about it. You've had some really good ones. And it's just been a long fucking day already. So don't ask me any difficult questions like that.
Wow. Well, you said you had. Yeah, you
I
said
can't
you
even remember what I had for lunch.
Wow. Okay.
Old age.
But I'm thinking I need to grow a white goatee.
Well, you did have one for before, I thought, or whatever. Yeah,
But
you
seriously,
kind
you've had some really good interviews, and now I'm just having. I'll think of there's been a couple really good ones.
Oh yeah, I mean, and that's the thing about it. It's never going to go away. That's the thing that people like about the show. Depending on how big the guests are or whatever. To me, I don't care if they're small or big anymore. It's like I'm not here to impress anybody. I think we've done all that stuff already. It's just now that we've established ourselves as a group, and people look at us like a little bit of a like maybe not so much like a threat or whatever, but what I've heard back from people as far as what they think and everything, a lot of people around on the casino floor, especially when I'm at the casino, that's where I hear more stuff about it. Everybody's complimentary. Everybody. There hasn't been anybody that's ever said you guys you should like shut it down and you don't know what you're doing, blah 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 blah. I still don't know what I'm doing, but you know what? I have an idea, and I'm gonna stick with that idea. My hope is that when we get to the next season, though, the only request that I have, other than you guys just come down here and hanging out, and whatever, because I know that's a big commitment anyway. But what I'm gonna probably start doing is picking a random person every week who's ever here, and if you're on the next show, or even if it's not till the next time you make an appearance, I'm going to challenge you to do a segment because I want to see. I know you guys are all talented individuals. I want to see what you guys what I want to explore your creative side because I know each and every one of you have that. So and it can be about anything. I mean anything as long as it's appropriate for the viewers because you have to take them in consideration too. So. But that will be starting next season. This will be the last time that I just kind of go on my own and do my own segment for you guys. But starting in August, I'm going to pick somebody, and we'll see we'll see how talented you guys are. Hey, Lance could tell us about the history of synth music and stuff, or about the history of score music. Give us a synopsis. I'm not looking for where I want to quiz you guys. I'm like, what what kind of like what you do for a job or career. Kind of give us kind of like a history lesson of like.
Sorry, man, you were really frozen. Things I don't know what. Very much a delay in you.
Well,
I'm having trouble too.
Well, because most of you guys' connections are going in and out. It's not me. I got full connection. I got full power.
I look like Jesus Christ.
What? Well, maybe
I'm
you
good
are.
here.
Anyway, if you can't hear me, Lance, I know you can.
There we go.
My challenge for you, if I pick you to do a segment for the next week or whenever you're making another appearance, because I'll remind you. Because if you can't make it the next week or whatever, I'll remind you the next time you come on, before you come on, that you have a segment to present to us. And it doesn't have to be a long segment. It can be 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. You can give us like a little synopsis of kind of your career, kind of like some of the things you enjoyed doing about it. Something, like a history of kind of people that are in the business that are similar to what you do, that sort of thing. Because maybe the guys don't know.
And that's going to take 10 or 15 minutes.
Well, I'm just saying.
Now, what am I supposed to do for the rest of it?
Well, take the stuff that I've been doing, for example. We play games. We do trivia. We do whatever. Like tonight, we're probably just gonna do some more Mad Gab because I feel that's fun. Everybody loves Mad Gab, right? The thing they hate the most is what they do. But it might be the last time for a while. So because remember, this is the season finale. So even if Screaming Sam and Mad Dog show up here in a couple weeks, that's gonna be a whole different show. That's not gonna be. We're not gonna be doing. There won't be no guests or nothing. It'll just be us talking and whatever. So.
Hey, and there's nothing wrong with doing like some one-offs like that. Obviously, if you have a guest opportunity, you wouldn't tell them no, right? So
no, not at all. But I just feel like it'll be a different show from the normal show because it'll be a different experience because we're all meeting each other for the first time. Antique Man, were you still planning on coming up in June at all, or is that canceled now?
Yeah, I'm coming up. It's getting pretty booked up. I'm leaving here on June 4th. I'm going to go fishing in Pierre, South Dakota with my son and nephew on about the 7th. And then head up to Brookings, South Dakota, my old territory, and then Fargo.
Okay. Well, you're not planning on coming to Grand Forks at all?
Yes, I will be going through. I can be in Grand Forks, yes.
Okay.
But you're over there in Thief River, right?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that I wouldn't make the trip to Grand Forks. If you guys show up, we can meet somewhere. You know, just got to tell me where.
We'll work
please do.
That'd
Please
be fun.
do.
That'd be fun.
Because if you're coming up and then these guys come up, hell, that's almost the whole staff right there. You know, so we were talking to John about maybe the possibility of using a studio for that time. That's why I want to make sure that everybody can do it. You know, I'd like to.
I'll talk to my brother after later on. We're going to be meeting probably this weekend.
Okay. Please let me know as soon as you know something, because then we can ask John. And if we can't use his studio, I have a cell phone. I can just record us doing something or whatever, talking, getting together, whatever. We're still gonna have fun and do things anyway. It just, I just want to make sure that we can actually make this happen. That's why I'm doing the season finale tonight rather than wait until June. Because if you can't do it, then I don't want you guys to feel like you're obligated or something happens. So
no, we'll try to work it out.
Okay. Well, our guest for tonight is somebody who I've interviewed before many years ago, but I only interviewed him once, and it was back in 2013. 2013 was a very special year for me because it was kind of a life changer, game changer. I'm just trying to get myself out there with doing interviews and stuff, and so I kind of just took whatever I could get at the time and I went with it. Well, I met a guy who through Skype and everything, who does a lot of Lance, you'd probably appreciate this, especially who has been in the horror genre, but has been responsible for a lot of big films and stuff that he's been a part of, as far as makeup and aesthetics and old school, makeup and the way that they would present a character and everything and whatnot. So his name is Vincent Guastini, and he's originally from the East Coast, but he lives in California, and he's worked with a lot of different people, and he's going to be our guest here at 6:30. So I figured that'd be a good way to kind of close out the show, and because this guy has a lot of good stories, and he's a busy guy. I'm surprised he found time to even say yes, because this was kind of a last minute deal here. But I was trying to figure out who we could get and everything and all that. But this guy worked. I figured this guy would be perfect for us. So
hey, Mad Dog. Hey, Mad Dog.
Yes.
You can maybe ask the guest if he's got any hope for you and your makeover.
You gonna make over? You gonna make over there?
Well, I guess he's trying to say I'm pretty butt ugly.
Oh.
Hey, antique man.
Yeah.
The check's in the mill.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, I just want to ask one question.
Yeah.
Do you have any mirrors where you live?
Wow. You can't use like Ric Flair's silent profiling, and go to whoo every time he gets excited about something. That's the last thing I take. That's why we got to get together, because I can only imagine the humor and the comedy that would just be flowing throughout the day. Just
see one big fucking fight.
Oh no. You guys would be, and then you guys would. I think you guys would, enjoy each other's company, and I would just, sink it all in. Just like, man, I can't believe we actually made this happen.
That'd be a fun time.
Bucket list.
Real fun time.
Bucket list.
Yeah.
Anyway,
was that the 17th?
No, it'd be the 9th of June, 8th or 9th of June.
Oh, you said. I thought you said the 17th.
No, that's way after. I said the 9th, 8th, or well, we were talking about the 8th or 9th for the longest time because I
Yeah,
figured
you're
that would
right.
be the
You're
best
right. You're
time.
right. Okay, 9th. Yeah, you're right.
How long would that take us to drive down there?
Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's because you know, how far are you from Florida? I'm sure you're probably farther from Florida or closer to Florida than you are in Minnesota. But I don't know. I guess I could. Let me look here. I'll look for you guys here.
It's
We'll
faster, I
say
think, from Ohio.
okay. So we'll start off in Ohio then. We'll go from What's the name of your? What's the name of the town?
Ashtabula. Ashtabula.
Ashtabula. Ashtabula. Okay. Ashtabula. Okay, I see the town.
Oh boy.
Okay, Ashtabula, Ohio, to Grand Forks.
And it has to be a Monday, not a Tuesday, I suppose.
Well, I don't. I mean, it really don't matter.
Who knows what time we'll get there?
Sorry.
Okay, from Ashtabula, Ohio to Grand Forks, North Dakota, it's 16 hours and 42 minutes.
That's like going to Florida. That's how long Florida is.
1,122 miles.
Wow.
And you could take I-90 and I-West and I-94 West if you want to get here. So I have directions as well. You know, I'll just send these to you guys so you can look. This way it'll help you.
Yeah.
I'll do it right now so you guys.
Yeah, on my schedule, I said I was going to be in Fargo on Monday the 9th. But
well, they'll be if they show up, they'll be here for a few days, you know. So if you want to do Tuesday, we can do Tuesday as well. It don't really matter.
Well, I'm not pushing anybody else. For me, the 10th would be perfect, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah. I know it's a long link, but that's kind of what happens when you do Google stuff or whatever. But check it out, click on it, and they will tell you exactly how to get there.
Yeah, I'll stay in touch with you.
And it looks like it's like, I mean, do you have like where you're at there, Sam, like a lot of interstates and stuff? Like, because it looks like that's kind of how you would,
90 is the closest interstate.
Okay. Because the way I see the map anyway, I mean, there's other ways you could probably do it too, but you'll be going to like Chicago, past Michigan, Wisconsin, going through the cities and everything. I mean, you don't really have to go through North Dakota if you don't want to, but it's if that's your destination. The only reason why I say that is because I know John would let you stay at his house. And then if you wanted to come to Minnesota and come stay here at the casino that I work at, you all you have to do is make a reservation. You know. As long as it's during the week, there'll be plenty of room for you. So, anyway, so that's kind of just, you know, what it would be kind of fun because I know, you know, we've been talking about that for a little while. Well, anyway, so now that we talked about interviews and stuff, you know, this past season we've explored a lot of different things. We've done a lot of fun little games and stuff and fun little things. I mean, is there a core memory other than an interview that you guys remember from the season? Because let's reminisce a little bit. You know, let's let the audience kind of, you know, go back, take it back a little bit. Man. I guess I'll ask Lance since he seems like he knows so much. You should know. You should. I mean, I don't understand why you don't know things. You're a smart guy. You should know a lot of stuff. You know.
Well, you don't know things.
Well, I mean,
hey, I think the games that you've pulled up can be pretty entertaining.
So you like the Mad Gab, you like the trivia, you like the just a random whatever.
Oh yeah, I give you crap because you know, I was always at the Christmas party, the work Christmas party.
Yeah,
I was probably the guy you didn't want on your Trivial Pursuit team. That's all good, you know. That is all good.
Well, see, I take
full responsibility.
I take what you told me a while back ago, like when we had a conversation about how I'm able to keep things flowing. You know, even when I don't know how to keep things flowing. You know, I try to make it flow anyway. Go from one thing to another. You know, and that's kind of, you know. And so I took that to heart, and I decided, you know what, that's a good way of putting it. And that's what That's what I like to do. I'll go from one segment to another, get people interested, because I treat it like we're a late night television show, even though we technically are, but we technically aren't. So learn from everybody else that has been on, done late night and stuff, or any type of variety show, and because that's kind of what I feel from this show. That's why I add nostalgia all the time, because it's like people love nostalgia. Everybody does. So.
Hey, I'm gonna give a shout out birthday to Dan O'Keefe.
Oh yeah, I was gonna
Danny,
say
happy birthday
today. Yeah,
Happy birthday, Dan.
Did you take it to Bonanza?
He's one of our best listeners.
Yeah. Well, have you ever been inside of like a factory before, or watched the series How It's Made?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Have you ever been impressed with the stuff that you've been shown at whatever when the episode is or whatever, like what they're doing? You're always you're kind of curious, whatever. Well, this is a different way of looking at it through a commentator's words. We'll say almost same concept, but different, whole different meaning. We'll say. Pay attention.
Metallic film is wrapped around the cookie tray, letting customers finally purchase a freshly made box of Numinos. What the fuck? Next, the hammers are terminated and then quickly rescued before any of them create a time paradox. Then it's off to a nice, safe, cooling dip, and oh my god, it takes about 1,100 nuts to make a single jar of peanut butter. That's about as many as someone like your mother has eaten in the last year. And that's how to give the gift of homemade chocolate chip. Get those brownies out of here! But don't celebrate too quickly, because then the nefarious supervillain Red Liquid joins the party. And Red Liquid's superpower? Racism.
Okay.
You'll never look at going to a factory again. Different is the same anyway. Or watching How It's Made differently.
Well,
I don't
watched
like how
the
they
food
said
ones.
your mother eats all those nuts. My mom didn't like nuts.
I worked on a kill floor in Sioux Falls, South Dakota once, right before in '75, for 3 months that summer. And you might not ever want to eat beef again if you knew everything. I'll just stop there.
Well, what was your job? You said you were on the floor. But
I mean, yeah. Can you kind of define kill floor?
Yes. Well, if you want me to.
Sure.
The first job is the cattle come in and they get in a chute there with their heads hanging in, and they have this device. It's a cylinder. Inside that cylinder is probably a 6-inch rod, and there's a 22 firing cap to it, and you stick the cylinder up to the forehead like this, pull the trigger, and the rod goes through the brain, and it usually works the first time around. Then the cow's dragged up, hanged upside down, they slit the throat, the blood drips into it. I can go on and on.
No Country for Old Men.
Not graphic at all, I tell you.
No.
The worst thing is, as I was dropping a kidney one day, I cut a quarter of my thumb off, and then they put me on cleanup duty, which was okay. But on the kill floor, there's a conveyor belt as they're dropping stomachs and hooves and this and that, and it goes down into a big holding tank. The holding tank has an auger, and occasionally the auger gets stuck with like a leg or something. And that one day the guy said, "Adams, yeah, the auger's stuck. Yeah, I'm a scab. What do you want me to do about it? I want you to go down there with Bob, your buddy, and unclog the auger." So you get down there and there's an on and off button. Bob and I flipped coins. I lost. I was the guy that had to go inside the auger. And Bob was a good friend of mine, thankfully, because after you pull the leg out of the auger, you want to get the fuck out of it and then start the machine again so the auger starts going again. I'm happy to still be alive.
Sounds like an episode of Dirty Jobs, almost like Jesus.
That was just like me when we were up my kit. We went to buy a pig. I was about to we're at this Amish farm, and the farmer's walking around with a mallet, and I have no clue what he got this big mallet for. He goes, "You want that big?" He went, whack! He hit this big one freaking head right in front of me, my brother-in-law. This thing's laying on the ground. He got it right in front of us. I mean, the thing was still wiggling when he put it in my car.
Okay.
I thought I was going to buy this pig. It was already dead. He goes, "Which one do you want?" I'm like, "What do you mean?" He goes, "Pick one." He smacked this thing right between the eyes with this big. You ever heard that sound? Oh my God! That's why I don't eat pork anymore. He hit it right.
Okay, well,
real eyes popped out of his head.
Real quickly, if I might, real quickly. Years before that, I suppose I was about 15. I worked at the Sunshine Hatchery in Brookings, South Dakota, and we used to go out to farms to debeak chickens because they will peck each other to death. And we also give them vaccination shots. I didn't do this. The owner was a vet himself. And he was giving shots, a needle in their neck, one after another. He says, "Adams, you want to try this?" "Oh, sure." "How hard could it be?" I thought. He said, "No instructions." He said, "Just don't stab yourself in the thumb." So I put the chicken between my legs, which is already dangerous, and took the needle. I never given anybody a shot before. I stick it in the neck, not in the skin or in the neck, and it must have hit the vertebrae just perfectly because the bird goes, and then it drops down dead. And he says, "Okay, go back to picking up the chickens. You just cost us $5."
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at least you were young at that time, I suppose. You were trying to explore yourself and try to figure out what works for you in the career life. So I'm sure you're probably glad you didn't do that too long.
No.
He'd probably say, "Well, Adam, at least you're having tonight for dinner."
Yeah.
You got yourself a chicken.
Here's your bonus.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, we've all done things.
That's brutal.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Well, I have some stuff for you here.
I choked I never killed it.
Well, speaking of food, you ever go to Culver's at all?
Been a while. We don't have them up here down here.
Well, they got them up here. They got them in Grand Forks and Fargo. I'm actually, you know what? Here's the story. I actually am pretty impressed because it's been a while since I went into one. Went into one here a few months ago. Very, very good food. The butter burgers are still amazing. I love that stuff. The ice cream, though.
What's this place?
Holy Culver's. I know you have one in Seattle. You probably have multiple ones in Seattle.
Never heard of them.
Culver's. It's like it's from Wisconsin, so it's like that's their headquarters. Black Hills Fox used to run all these commercials all the time for Culver's. That's where I kept hearing about it. So I went to have one time in Rapid City. Oh, was so impressed, But the ice cream, they got so many different flavors of ice cream that it's just like I swear somebody just made up some of these flavors. It was like a blueberry cheesecake surprise.
We got nothing.
Well, not at all in the big areas where you're from. That doesn't make any sense.
Custard ice cream.
Yeah, but it's so good. It's just like, and there's so many different flavors and stuff. It's just like,
in 26 states, but no.
Wow, it's probably just a Midwest dynasty then, probably, huh? Maybe because
it doesn't pay well.
Well, of course not. They got good. They always had good advertisements. Well. Anyway, I have a little video for you. You might never want to go to Culver's ever again. This is the opposite of it.
Great.
You like the cheese curds at all? Anybody love cheese curds?
Never had them.
You ever freak out when they don't have any available at all? Well, watch and find out.
Pulled into Culver's, off work late, angry as hell, it was 6:08. Drive-through line was longer than a CVS receipt. Half the town waiting for meat and concrete. Cashier looked 13, so I tried not to swear. Said start me with 5 bags of curds and we'll go from there. He gulped and said, sir, I'm sorry, we're out. And I felt my soul leave my fucking mouth. You out of fucking curds? Are you shitting me, son? You better run, I'm emotionally undone. I worked all day, I need some curd. This is the worst goddamn thing I've heard. Now I'm just staring at this empty blue tray, thinking about my life and where I went astray. Fuck the mixer, fuck the bun. Just give me some cheese sauce, I'll take a metric ton.
Oh, that's good.
Are they cheese curds or curls?
I think it's curds. I thought anyway.
Yes,
curds.
it is curds. Yeah. Wow.
I can picture Lance on the beach, just thinking about his life because of no cheese curds.
Oh man, look, we've all been there. If we've not done it, we've all been there.
Hey, Dan makes a good
That
point.
looked like my brother from behind.
Hey, Dan made a good point. Now we have so many different colors, like it's like paint colors. And back in the day, we only had like 7 colors. We only had 7 flavors. If that.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean,
I don't even remember like when I was a kid, it was chocolate and vanilla.
Well, yeah, but I mean that's the thing. People have been creative. They want to try things out and see if it works or not. I mean, I think that's a good idea. Ever been to Cold Stone Creamery? Look that up there, Lance. I'm sure you got one of those over there.
We got one right here. It's pretty rich. I mean, we don't go there really very often, but yeah, they're around here.
Rich to me like it's only for rich people.
No, as in what all they put in it, and either the quality of the ice cream or something, or the.
I'm a simple man. I like my chocolate. That's it. That's all we had around here, like my brother said. Chocolate,
pretty easy,
vanilla.
huh?
That's it.
It's pretty easy.
We had Schwann's. We used to that was the first time I ever had mint ice cream at Rocky Road, thanks to Schwann's.
Ah, the Schwann's man.
Yeah. Oh, you had.
That's
Schwann's
who my brother looked like, the Schwann's man. He used to deliver our ice cream.
Yeah. Wow. So it used to be was it all over the USA then? Well, I thought that was just around the Midwest too.
Yeah. My little boy used to call it the duck truck.
We had a Swanson man. He used to bring us frozen foods, everything.
Wow.
Yep.
That's amazing. I didn't know you guys. I didn't know it went that far. I just assumed it was like because it's from Minnesota. It was Marshall, Minnesota.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
What's the Swansons?
Okay.
The Schwann band.
Oh, because that's
remember
around
we were kids,
Pittsburgh.
John,
Yeah,
you
it's from
remember we were
Minnesota.
kids, that guy used to come in the truck with the frozen truck with the Swanson guy?
Yep.
Yeah, that's Swanson.
That's where you came from.
Maybe you should see if you could get a Schwann's man on here to interview.
Yeah, they're all retired. I'm sure they're all like wishing they were never working for it. You know what happened? They bought a company. A company bought them from China called Yellow, and then they only lasted about a year, and now they're not in business no more.
I got a big Schwann.
It's so expensive now,
A big Schwann.
Yeah. Yeah, but seriously, but we grew up like the chicken patties, the juice, the ice cream, the freaking pizzas, and all that stuff. That's where I learned about French bread pizza too, from that place, But yeah, that's kind of cool to know about that. Let's see who else. Oh, good, John. Finally made it here. There he is.
Popular.
Hi, John.
John,
man.
man, where the hell have you been?
Yeah, long time no see there. Ahoa.
For some of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got to spend time with Lance. That was fun.
Yeah, let's hear the story.
Yeah, look at you. The world traveler made it home.
Yeah, after you dropped us off, we didn't fly out till almost 1:30 in the morning. We get home till 12:30 the next afternoon. We got it to Fargo and then still had to drive here. And when we got off the airplane in Fargo, I had jeans, a T-shirt, a hoodie, and a vest on. We get off the plane in Fargo. It's 97 degrees.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well,
Hey, is
So
it
let's hear
cold? Is
let's
it
hear
cold
this
where everybody's
story.
at right now?
Yeah. It's like probably what
What's
is
that?
We got a
it, over here?
freaking windstorm.
58
Like,
degrees
Oh,
right
it's gonna
now.
be 50 degrees. 50 degrees all week here, 50 some degrees.
we had a
Yeah.
tornado 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago.
Well, we're at
What are we?
58. Feels like 45, but the rain's coming.
Well,
It's
that's
on
what
fucking
We're the
It's gonna be
same.
raining here.
Oh,
That's why
it's
it
been
took my
raining
wife so long. She
2
was
days
coming from
here.
Fargo and said the weather was horrible.
Lance would tell us, how your experience was. I wish you guys would have took a photo or something, have something to make a memory out of, and what happened.
know,
But
I
tell us.
We didn't.
Think of
We
that.
didn't think about it. Just I know. I didn't think about it either.
Yeah, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
No downtime. I told him I was so wasted trying to drive home because I was doing it from the car and good
Were you
times.
surprised how short Lance was? Lance, were you surprised how tall John was? I'm sure it was kind of. I'm sure you were
That
expecting
hurts,
a tall.
man.
No, I know how tall you are. I know you're not that tall.
What am
you're
I?
like my-
5'6"?
Probably.
I think that's
but
what I am.
You're your dad's height, because you and your dad were kind of almost similar in height, kind of like, I would think. Wouldn't you be?
Oh, he's a little taller. I mean,
Oh,
maybe
okay.
now.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, I don't know. I
Dog
just know
walk
that
can't as big as Bigfoot.
yeah, that's right. Oh man.
He picks up
Well,
an 80-pound catfish. They look like minnows in his freaking hands.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Hey, that baby was that thing was 21.33 pounds.
Jesus. That's amazing.
Wow.
Well, John, this is our season finale
Woo!
episode. We're going to go until June, but I decided to X that because if these guys, if Sam and Antique Man and Mad Dog are able to show up around that same period of time, we'll do something different. But they'll let us know here soon if we're going to be able to do anything in your studio or whatever. Or if we can't, then we'll figure something out. But I'm willing to make the trip if these guys show up, to get together. So, because I'll have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday off anyway. So
Okay.
we'll figure it
I know
out here
we got
soon.
we're going to be out there for like 3 days. So yeah, I know June is kind of a whacked out month for us, but we'll figure something out.
That's what I got to figure out too. If I get off work and a lot of stuff happening around here.
You're retired. You shouldn't even have to work. What the fuck are you doing working still?
Tell me about it.
Listen to you.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah,
when you got payments, dude, when you got truck payments and stuff, you got to work.
Do you have more money than you know what you do? You see the size of your fucking house? I mean,
Yeah,
come on
yeah.
now. Yeah, I hate to expose
really,
you. But
I live in a trailer, and back of
No,
that
you
house.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Maybe your alter ego probably does. Maybe Sam, if he would have been like, live to this day, he probably would have.
Don't listen to him. He got a helicopter in his eye. We can fly down
Probably.
there.
He probably does have a private jet, dude. Probably.
Nah.
Right in the back, probably. That's why you have a big yard and everything.
Dude, I don't know why people think I have money. I really don't. I don't have any money. Assets. I got a lot of assets, but no money.
Well, then why the hell would you get a big house then like that if you don't have any
The
money?
better way to be.
I don't understand that.
My wife likes big houses. I can live in a trailer. I really could.
Oh, you could probably live in your garage.
Oh, I love to live down here.
Hey,
Yeah.
you think his wife's compensating for something? He likes big houses because he's got a.
Yeah, but you had a big house when you were in Florida too. I saw many
Oh, that
videos.
house
His
is
wife
bigger.
is compensating for something.
My house in Florida was big. That was a big house.
Why? Because he has a little
personality. Anyway, so yeah. Well, anyway,
I'm glad I tuned in at the right time.
Yeah, I was there. I'm kind of glad that you showed up at this time because I have a little video for you there, John. Because you like to fish and everything. It's a quick video, but you ever decide to fish like this at all? And do you think this way would work?
Wait a minute, because I like the what?
way to do it.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean that could be the new way to do it there, I guess. No, because you like to fish.
Yeah.
You're a fisherman,
Oh.
so it's like, yeah. I don't know what you thought I said.
I thought you said because you like the bitch.
Well,
I do that too.
yeah, I've heard you bitch before off camera. And we'll leave it at that. So.
I'll be fishing in Pierre, South Dakota on June 7th.
Yeah, the big city of Pierre. I have lots of memories from Pierre because an old friend of mine lived
Wahi Dam, the Wahi River, whatever.
Do you remember, Matt or Antique Matt? Do you remember the State Motel at all in Pierre?
I'm sorry, the State what?
Motel in Pierre?
No, I do not. I remember the Trails Inn bar.
Okay.
In Trail, Minnesota.
The state motel in Pierre was owned by the guy I used to do radio with back in South Dakota, the Red Rider, or Ben Hur, or well, his name was Dwayne Hur. His dad originally owned it. It was a round building and had like a pool and everything, like outside pool area and everything. It's motel, but they had a pool outside.
Yeah,
and it was a very, very popular place back in the day.
Sure,
it made a lot of money back in those days. So I think it's
There's
still
a
around.
pool outside with the hotel.
Well, in the motel with the pool.
The way
how
they
used to do
it.
Yeah. Before everything was inside and everything. Yeah. Well, I got some more funny videos for you, John. You kind of missed some of the funny stuff, but we got more funny to happen here. So I'm gonna let's see. What can we start off with here? There are so many good. Well, this was a guy that I'm probably going to try to get us an interview with in the future here. He used to own a auto shop down in southern Minnesota.
Got no credit. We don't care. No down payment. We still don't care. Don't make your payment. That's right. Then we care. We're Nord Motor Company, located a mile west of Anoka on Highway 10. And with payments as low as $82 a month. That didn't hurt much, did it?
The Barbarian.
No,
Yeah,
that's the
I
Berserker.
remember that dude.
Berserker.
The Berserker. Well, he probably had more than one name in his career.
Yeah, but that was the name that people remember him as, the Berserker John Moore. Because I think he wrestled in AWA too, I believe, and the WWF back in the day.
Yeah, he wrestled AWA.
Yeah.
Berserker.
Oh, look what the wind blew in.
Hey, Mama, keeps coming.
Yeah.
What's
that? Your neck must be good now, huh? Well, it's nice that everybody's here. We're missing Ken, but we haven't seen Ken in a while, so I don't know if he's going to ever come back again or not. But hasn't said a whole lot. Doesn't communicate much with me at all either. So, but it doesn't matter.
Well,
everybody loves those the baby stuff. I've been hearing nothing but love for all the baby stuff. So I got a couple baby videos I'll show you here.
That's funny. That's funny.
Here's the first one here.
Now I want all the ladies out there that love New York City, love Las Vegas. I want a full shot of this full-length Coyote, $27,000. I want to take a look at the best dressed man in wrestling right here. Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream. It ain't no doubt. It ain't no doubt. Flair, bring that old cashmere coat out here. Gee, I love it, man.
The American Dream. Good luck to Dusty Rhodes in 1986. And fans, we'll be back. We'll have more right after we take.
Yellow egg fucking dog. Dusty Rhodes.
American Dream.
Yeah, as a little child,
He likes to get funky like a monkey.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. John, we were at Mama T. We were asking the audience or the crew members about some of their favorite guests from this last season. Do you guys have any favorite guests that you remember from this season at all? Because you kind of missed out on a few too.
I'm drunk all the time. I don't remember shit.
Well, you remember all your guests on this show. I know you do. You just had a 1 year anniversary show too, there, huh?
Yeah, I just hit my 1 year anniversary. Yeah, and I don't know if you guys caught it or not, but we were talking about all of my previous guests, and I was like, man, I wish we had, because we were talking about how Bobby appreciated musicians and all he did for musicians and everything, and I was like, man, I wish I had that clip from Renegade Radio when I had Lady J on. I mean, the way he got so emotional and everything.
Yeah, that was over a year ago already. That's hard to believe, huh? You're funny
No,
how
it
things
wasn't
change
over a
over a year, right?
It wasn't over a year ago because. Oh yeah, it was. Yep, you're right. You're right. It was because I was doing this show before I was doing that show, and I started my show right after that episode. It was that episode, wasn't it? That was
because
that
you
episode.
were at, because everybody knows you were pissed at me for that's why you started the show, and it never changed after that. But yeah, a year later, look what happens.
Yeah, never changed. Never change. When people get pissed off at me, it gives me motivation to do stuff that I might
But
not
what
have
I'm
done
saying
otherwise.
is, yes. But what I'm saying is, look at us a year later. Something good must have happened, or whatever, Maybe not good, but
likes you.
Yeah, that's well. That's right. Well,
Hey,
anyway,
did I tell you we saw two seals fucking when we were on vacation?
No.
Oh, tell us that story. That's a good story.
I'm just trying to change the subject, you guys. I'm
That's
just trying
utterly
to change the
ridiculous.
subject.
Please do it. Please do it. Please do it.
They were like two dogs stuck together, just floating by the ship, and they looked just perfectly content.
Oh, I bet.
Where's the
Lady
picture?
looks at me, she goes, "Did we call that seal porn?"
Where's the
I guess
picture?
so. Yeah, you got proof and all about all this stuff.
Why don't you take a video of it?
Nah.
Man, you want pictures of
That's all I need to
everything.
get caught was seal porn on my phone.
Hey, if these guys
I
show
never
up,
saw seal porn.
if these guys show up in June, I'll be taking lots of pictures. Trust me.
You
So.
would watch any kind of porn, wouldn't you?
My brother would not me. I don't watch porn.
That's right.
I don't either.
You just watch Pornhub.
I never would.
I love porn.
Yeah, that's when you use vegetables. Pornhub.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, anyway,
I'm a pornaholic.
I'm a wildlife watcher. I just happened to catch them at the wrong time, along with about 2,000
oh
other
my
people.
goodness, sir.
I'm a pornaholic.
Well, you ever go to a restaurant and you feel like maybe you should have really took a dump before you came to the restaurant and ordered your food? I bet you this is most of you guys when you guys go to restaurants. I bet you.
Can I just get a small chip, please?
Yeah. Anything else?
Nah, man. Just salt, please, mate.
Any back?
Nah, I'm alright, mate.
Thank you.
Can I get a fork, please, mate? Cheers.
Fork's funny.
And extra napkins to wipe my shorts.
That's just a Thursday at my house.
Imagine John going
I
to
heard
Subway.
it eat gas after Indian food, but not before.
Imagine big tall John going to Subway. Just couldn't hold it at all.
Wow.
Anyway,
Wow.
that's the type of stuff that we've been waiting to show. Let's see.
Yep.
I got some more. I'm
like
funny
Mad
stuff
Dog.
here.
Parts would be funny forever.
That's right.
Parts
That's
are
right.
funny.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Here's another fun video here for you.
Breaking news, everything is bad. It's just as terrible as you imagined and probably worse. With more, we go to Tom Lee Cruz. Tom Lee.
We're all in danger, Dan Lee.
Jesus Christ, what can we do?
Absolutely nothing.
It was good knowing you, Tom Lee.
I can't say the same.
That was unnecessary. We're just now getting in reports that all the children have exploded. They will be missed. Let's check in with Olivia Lee Rodrigo. Olivia Lee, where are you?
That's none of your business. Do you hear that? Cut the music. Do you hear that?
What do you hear?
That's the sound of us slowly dying. Can you hear it?
I can hear it. It's louder in my left ear.
Olivia Lee Rodrigo reporting
I
from
actually
where
have some
I
more
am.
questions for you. Okay, we're going to go to Kevin Lee Costner, who has more with politics.
No, I don't.
Let's send it over to our senior correspondent, Nick Lee Minaj.
Look at this chart. Let's bring it up.
What am I looking at here?
I don't know, but it doesn't look good.
That looks bad.
Yeah, it's probably bad.
Let's go to our eye in the sky, Timothy Chalamet. Timothy.
Man, I am so high up right now.
You are in a helicopter.
I didn't know that when I got in. I thought it was a weird car.
What do you see up there?
Everything. It's too much. We were never supposed to see this. I need to go back down.
You stay right there. We're going to go to commercial.
Have you recently lost a child because they exploded? Because that's crazy. How are we all not talking about this? I feel like that really got glossed over real quick. That's a huge thing. Call Ted Lee. 555 call Ted Lee. I want to talk about this. Call Ted Lee now.
And we're back. Let's check in with Morgan Lee Freeman with sports. Morgan Lee.
I just want to take this sports time to say that whatever you hear about me in the next 24 hours is completely false. People are going to say things and have documents and recordings to back up what they say, and it's just not real. You should believe me and not their solid evidence. Knicks take it by 2.
This is when champions are born. We're going now to Frankly Sinatra with the weather, frankly.
It's everywhere.
We won't be hearing from him anymore. Coming up, a cat learns how to water ski and then drowns.
Love it.
Oh, good.
God help you.
That's as much of the news as I'll watch.
That's about the gist of it too.
Uh,
I like all their names. The nameplay there.
Yeah, the frankly,
Morgan Lee Freeman, too. Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. Let's see. I mean, hey, it's just random around here. That's what it is here.
Here at the South Lake Police Department, we've tried almost everything to get you to slow down and drive safe on our roads. Well, almost everything. After months of studies and creative concepts, and definitely not just something I thought up on the way back from lunch today at Red Zeppelin, we present to you Popo on My Window. Popo on My Window asks the very simple question: would you really drive like that if a police car was behind you? Popo on My Window is extremely easy to apply. Just peel off the removable backing, line it up, and press. Boom goes the dynamite, an instant reminder that one of South Lake's finest could be behind you. Works great on new drivers,
Why is he still following me?
serial texters,
Hey, I gotta call you instead of text. There's a cop behind me.
litter bugs, road ragers,
Really, man? You want to do this today? I got a police officer right behind me. Do you not see that? If it wasn't for that, it's you and I, side of the road, fisticuffs.
and just about
You were
anyone.
on the couch all day watching the Masters, and I need help with the dishes. You need to mow the lawn, and I definitely need help with Paisley and Scott.
Honey, one second. Cop behind me.
Slow down, speed.
For habitual speeders, try the GTA 5-star Wanted level pack, which gives you enough popos for all the Miros too.
What did I do? What did I do?
We're literally trying everything to get you to slow down on our roads. Because would you really drive like that if a cop was behind you?
That's actually a good idea.
Oh,
I know a few windows I'd stick that to.
You know, if you watch it on the phone at the same time, the big screen, the desktop here finished before the phone version did.
Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
On my phone version, I'm still like they were two dogs stuck together. Why is it still saying that?
Well, because you got a shitty phone, that's why.
Yeah.
Two
That's
dogs.
that's the joke. How Indians get their names. Two
Yeah.
dogs fucking.
Why do you have two dogs fucking?
That's right. That's right. Let's get reasonable while we can. Well, why not just stop everybody around the world, you know? All right. Well, here's some more stuff that you need to know about, when you're on the road and everything.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
You're obviously.
No. I must apologize for me and my partner. We should not fight. To argue is no way to go through the life. Do you know the key to life?
What's that?
The key to life is a penis in your asshole.
I beg your pardon, sir. I think you must be saying that wrong.
No. The key to life is a penis in your asshole.
I don't think you're saying what you mean to say.
Oh, oui. A penis, you know, to smile, to be happy.
Oh, happiness. Honey, it's okay.
In your asshole. No, not your asshole. Where you live, your appartement, your domicile, your house.
Household.
Ah!
The key to life is happiness in your household.
Oui, the key to life is a penis in your asshole.
I'm trying to tell her that.
What do you think I said?
Oh, I don't even want to tell you.
No, maybe they'll get a kick out of it. Okay, well, we thought that you said that the key to life is a penis in your asshole.
Sacre bleu, no! You Americans think everyone wants to f***. No one wants to f*** you! Merde! Here is your party paper.
Well. Yep.
Oh, when you learn, kids.
Happiness is a penis in your asshole.
Wars get started.
Yeah. Special wars. That's for sure. well,
Americans think everyone wants to fuck you. Nobody wants to fuck you.
Don't I know that? Anyway,
get in line.
John, just so you know, our guest for tonight is Vincent Guastini. He's a well-known, legendary, like effects makeup artist for a lot of different horror films and whatnot. So, I let everybody know yesterday, kind of when I officially was able to find out and verify. So, sorry for the not letting you guys know sooner, but I wasn't sure if we were even going to have a guest. I just figured today would be a good time to reminisce about everything. But thought, well, we should maybe have a guest because that's
What did you say to Dan? What the hell? What'd you do to piss him off now? Last time he was blowing. Dan O'Keefe is blowing the chat up until 5:39 p.m. and then he says prick, and I haven't seen any comments from him since.
We said happy birthday to him.
Yeah, we said happy birthday.
That's how you pissed him off?
Well, he's from Pittsburgh, so they don't take happiness well. They're like, "Oh, happy birthday! Oh, fuck you too." And like, anyway, all right. Here's another one here for you.
Hi, could you tell us a little bit about this movie?
Don, we need you up here.
From flesh to steel, from blood to blade, from man to mutant, evil has a new enemy, justice has a new weapon, and the world has a new hero.
That was real nice, Don.
Good old Don LaFonte, the late great Don LaFonte, the guy who used to do all the movie trailers back in the day. Back in the day, anyway, we'll say. Oh, let's see. I got one.
What a fun gig, huh?
Yeah. No kidding. That guy got to do a lot of legendary films and everything, as far as like his voice, anyway. Lending the voice.
Yeah.
Definitely gifted guy. All right, here's one more for you guys before we get to the top of the hour here.
Bueno, por fin te conocemos.
Sí, tenía muchas ganas de venir.
Me contó Laura que estás con la guitarrita todo el día. ¿Es así?
Sí, toco tango.
¿Tango? Y canta, abuela. Yo bailo.
En realidad es tango fusión. ¿Fusionas? Con rock. ¿Con rock? Sí, está bastante buena. Tratamos de hacer algo que abarque un poco más a todo el mundo. Creo que por fin alguien superó el risotto de mi abuela.
Lo hice yo, ¿eh?
Te felicito.
Bueno. Y aparte de todo esto que contás, ¿tenés alguna inquietud útil?
Estudia medicina, como vos, pa.
¿Y qué especialidad?
Neurocirujano.
Qué maravilla.
Did you get the joke there at all?
Yeah, I got the joke.
Change families.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we're at the top of the hour here.
You need two of them.
There we go. There's one. There he is.
Yeah. Hey, what's up,
Hey,
homie?
sorry. What's going on there? John, this is my nephew Tyrell, by the way. He
Hey,
was
what's
on
up,
last.
John?
He's,
How you doing?
Well, he wants to be part of our show more often, even though we won't be back until August 5th as far as the new season. But he was on last week and did a pretty good job, I'd say. Wouldn't everybody say that he did a pretty good job last week? Pretty professional and everything, pretty funny. You know?
Yes.
Yeah, it's funny.
He gets all that humor from me.
What do you
so
think?
just-
He's funny?
No,
Funny?
I was born with it. All right, I was born with it. Come on, son. You can't take all the credit.
He's a hell of a lot funnier than you are.
Well, Tyrell, tell John Roberts. He wasn't here last week, but tell John a little bit about you a little bit. And your
Well,
story.
what does he want to know? Ask me anything, really.
Well, just kind of tell what you kind of told the crew
Little
last week.
bio.
Yeah.
A little bio about myself. Well,
Yeah.
my name is Tyrell. Obviously, 24, gonna be 25 November. Well, I got a new dog.
Cool. Your kind.
Come on,
Then you're
Tyrell.
gone.
Tell him what you do.
And tell him what I do.
Tell them what you do.
Tell him what you do.
I like the fight. Hey, you chill out. Chill. I like the box. I like the fight. I do a couple of amateur casino fights out of state and in state. So I mean, I really want to take that. I really want to take that as far as I can take it. I want to take it all the way to the top.
Do you box with a club now?
Can't be smoking them squares if you're gonna be a boxer.
Right now, I'm just doing everything by myself. They do have an MMA gym here, but they don't have. They have a striking coach, but he's not really a strike. He's not really a boxing instructor. You know what I mean?
Where do you live?
He's more kickboxing. I live in Thief River right now.
Oh, come to Grand Forks, dude.
Reese Hernandez is the owner of that gym. It's called Strike Force MMA.
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk.
Grand Forks has got.
Talk.
Tell him about your assigned guy. Come on,
got an
Junior. We
interpreter now.
gotta push you around.
I can't do that right now. I'm outside and I don't have a place to put my phone.
Hey, John.
But I do have my closed captions on. Every time you guys say something, I can read it.
He's
But
deaf,
you guys
John.
talk a little fast.
Oh no shit.
Yeah.
And we talk over each other a lot too.
Yeah, you do.
Last week he was so fucking funny, dude. It was fucking unreal.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, he's my nephew. My
But
brother.
what my end goal is, I'm trying to move back to Duluth because when I was living in Duluth, I did have a boxing membership at the Jungle Gym with the Jungle Boy.
You mean McDonald's Jungle Gym?
Sure, that too. That works.
Junior.
I'll fucks with it sometimes.
Junior, you gotta quit smoking.
Would you prefer boxing or MMA?
Boxing. I tried MMA, but my body really hurt. Everything hurt. The inside of my bones hurt really bad.
I know some pretty good boxing coaches in Grand Forks here. Been doing it for a long time.
I know a couple
So
of them.
reach out to me, dude. I can hook you.
Okay, yeah, I definitely will. Fuck yeah, I definitely will. The Grand Forks isn't too far from here. It's like 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's not that
less
far
than
away.
an hour.
Yeah.
Junior, gotta quit smoking.
I do it once in a while when I'm stressed. I know.
Why would you be stressed? You don't have to be stressed about it. You have a great life right now.
Not really. My fucking life sucks right now, dude. I'm living in a hotel that's being paid for by the DOC. I have no income. My life fucking sucks right now. So if I can get a casino fight, like immediately, dude, I would take that. Even if it's on just a few $100s, I take it.
Yeah. Well, he's my brother's girlfriend's kid. So we're not really related, but you know, we have
Well, obviously, I'm not white.
That's right. He likes to add a lot of racial stuff into it when he talks.
Because you're racist, Sean. You are racist. You are extremely racist, Sean. All the time, all the time, all the time. He just dogs me because I'm native. Yeah.
No, I just I dog him because he can be a little shit sometimes, But hey,
You're
that's what
joking
humans are, right?
You're dogging him, and he boxes. So now I'm not sure who's. Come on.
Oh no,
man.
I beat his ass, dude. I beat his ass.
That's
That
what I'm
wouldn't be fair, bro.
saying.
I have to tie my feet so I don't distance my feet apart. I have to put one hand behind my back, and he still wouldn't be able to beat me, dude. There's no way. He stands no chance, dude. I'm sorry,
He
Sean.
looks at me like I'm competition, like I'm looking for a fight. I ain't looking for no fight.
Bro, you used to beat me up when I was a kid, bro. I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna get it back. You used to beat me up when I was younger. I'm gonna get it back,
I
Sean.
dare you. I dare
I'm
you.
gonna get my lick back, Sean.
You need money, $100, you punch him.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll record it.
yeah,
You know what? I'll record it. I'll record it, and then next time we come on in the next season, I'm gonna have him show it so I can get that $100.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Wow. Let's go to commercial, everybody.
Let's get pulled.
It's funny shit. Dan just says I'm not a racist. I've got 5 color TVs in my house and they all work.
Holy shit. No, Sean has all black and white TVs.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Don't get me started on televisions. Everybody loves when I talk about television.
Well, live boxing, man.
You would never shut up about that. What'd you say?
I know, right? Jesus. And his freaking high def LCD freaking. Who cares? It's a TV.
100 fucking
a fucking
inch.
100-inch TV. Somebody's compensating for something.
I was
That's
gonna
what I'm
say
saying.
Just saying.
He has a 100-inch TV with a
little
1-inch dick.
pixel. Is he compensating for his little pixel?
He has a 100-inch TV with 1-inch dick. I mean, what the fuck?
Hey, Sean, they said it, not me.
I guess so. You bring out the best in people, I tell you what, because everybody was all nice earlier. Now they're not now.
I know I do. I do. I mean,
my whole crew is turning on me. I can't believe
I bring a whole different aura when I show up anywhere.
I guess so. Well, anyway, we're happy to have you. And did you do any research on our guests for tonight? Because I gave you all that information.
No, I didn't. I'm not gonna lie to you. I did not. I was kind of busy.
I gave it to you at 3:00 in the morning.
I know, and I was busy from when I woke up.
When I got you at 3:00, 3:30 in the morning too.
Well, we always talk a lot. Since he's came back from where he was at, we've been talking a lot on the phone and stuff too. So
where was he? In jail?
Well, I'll let him explain if he wants. Whatever he wants.
Where was I? I was in Stillwater.
Where?
Stillwater
That's
prison.
Jail.
That's
no, that's prison. That's the it's the maximum. It's a maximum security prison. Dude, Stillwater was pretty fucking crazy, dude. Like insane, bro. Because like literally 95% of that prison population they're there for the rest of their life. You know what I mean? So like they have nothing to lose, bro. And it's that environment. It's insane, dude. It was
Why
fun.
did you have to go?
It was fun, but insane. I went to
Why'd
Stillwater.
That's nobody's business.
I want to fucking know why he had to go to prison.
Because I ran a lot, dude. I ran a lot. Like every chance I got out of every chance I had, like, even with this fucking stupid ass ankle monitor, I'd cut it off. I'd get high and I'd go on the run for a long time.
Okay, that's enough.
Well, he's learning now.
I'm learning. I feel like I did a complete 180, dude. Like I've changed a lot.
Hey, watch the cops be watching this and knock his door down and put him arrest him on live fucking video.
Yeah, that's right.
That would be, dude. That would get you so many views. You'd have to love me.
Can you walk around the building? She does not want to touch Danny for some reason.
I'll see you. What are you talking about? That? Yeah. Yeah, hold on. It's my neighbor.
Okay.
Cool as fuck. Cool as fuck. Both of my neighbors are cool as hell. My neighbors are the ones that actually gave me Ladybug, my new dog.
Yeah. Well, anyways, well, we're glad that you're out here there, Tyrell. It's good to see you again and everything.
I know.
See, prior to him showing up from prison or whatever, I hadn't seen him for like almost 4.5 years. So as soon as I knew that he was back, I wanted to see him and everything. And last week
Hey, Sean, don't get me wrong, Sean. I love you. It's all love in the end of the day, but I'm still gonna beat you up just for all the times you beat me up when I was little. You know what I mean? I was helpless, dude. I was a fucking child, and you just beat me up. But now I'm a grown ass man.
You were wanting to be a wrestler.
I'm gonna get it back. I'm gonna get my leg back.
You were just a big bully. I always knew it. You're just a big bully.
That's right. Anyway, so let's watch another video here, huh? Let's just,
I just showed up. What are we doing watching videos?
You missed out on almost all the videos. I don't think I have maybe one more left to show, or that's probably about it.
You can not show them if you want. You can just chill and talk. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll show the video here.
Oh my gosh.
We'll take a quick break before our guest comes on, and then after this video's done. So we'll be back, you guys. We'll be back.
Yeah. Show the fucking video.
No laughing at other people's farts. That was a pretty good one, John. I'll admit that was pretty good. Car dirty, we squirty. Oh, what am I driving? Oh, just the pussy wagon. I am a cat rescuer. I rescue cats off the road. We buy crack houses and normal ones too. You don't have to do crack for us to buy your house, but we prefer you did. Don't be a virgin. Come on down to Intercourse Village where they'll give you everything you never had before. Boaters, remember to always pull your butt plug when leaving. It's the law, and it's also just sanitary, you weird, nasty fuck. Exercise. 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 Eggs are sides for bacon. Whew, we got there. Anyways, anybody want some eggs and bacon? Rich is just another name for dick. And Rich, you are a dick, you piece of shit. Hurry, John! Pull the fast direction switch! It's our only hope! Now, John, all your hopes and dreams are out this door right here behind me. I promise you, right? Not that door. I meant the other one down the hall.
All right, we'll be back right after our little break here, okay?
Oh my God! What just happened?
It's a shape and boombox boy on a night full of fright and joy. In the shadows there's no decoy, 'cause Halloween's where they deploy. Spooky whispers in the air, with a scare that's everywhere. In the night you feel their glare, a glance of danger if you dare. It's the shape and boombox boy on a night full of fright and joy. In the shadows there's no decoy, 'cause Halloween's where they deploy. Creepy laughter fills the streets, heavy footsteps follow your beats. Masked faces, spirit speaks, in the darkness there's a heartbeat. Jack-o'-lanterns casting light, ghoulish villagers taking flight. In the fog of ghostly sight, their shape and boombox boy in the night. It's the shape and boombox boy on a night full of fright and joy. In the shadows there's no decoy, 'cause Halloween's where they deploy. Eerie echoes through the square, silence puts chills in the air. Distant howls, they break the night. Masked menace give us fright. Through the fog in eerie light, Halloween's the time they'll fight. It's the shape and boombox boy on a night full of fright and joy. In the shadows there's no decoy, 'cause Halloween's where they deploy. deadly found. Boombox boy, your sound renowned. Shade and boombox boy, on a night full of fright and joy. In the shadows there's no decoy, cause Halloween's where they deploy. Neon lights begin to flicker, boombox boys bistro quicker.
In the shadows lurks a shape so mean. Boombox boys got the killer beat scene. Halloween night and the streets are aglow. Time to dance with danger now, let's go. The shape versus Boombox boy. Who's the frightful decoy? The shape versus Boombox boy. Screaming out with twisted joy. Darkness, he stalks on thin ice. Boombox boy with beats that entice. Echoes in the alley, whispers of doom. Tunes lightning splash in this eerie gloom. The shade versus Boombox boy. A battle in the void. The shade versus Boombox boy. The night they can't avoid. As the fog rolls in, Boombox boys bass drops, let the game begin. Lights flicker, shadows stretch and flash in this crowded town. Mad dastard to clash! Haunting echoes fill the air so grim. The shape's icy breath and Boombox's stem. Street lights dim, preparing for the scare. In this night of terror, none are spared. The Shake versus Boombox boy, specters in the void. Shake versus Boombox boy, ghosts in the dark deployed. The Shake versus Boombox boy. I've been rolling down this road with my head held high. Nothing's ever gonna break a spirit that won't die. And through the dust and pain, I find a way to shine. Living wild and free, this renegade is mine. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade. I am a renegade, hear the freedom that I make. Chasing dreams with my heart, tearing worlds apart. I am a renegade, and I'm
All right. We are back with some more season 7 finale. Or season 4 finale, I should say. That's what I should say, not season 7. We're episode 17
It's
of
crazy.
season 4 finale. Anyway. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the second half here. Go on, Lance. What do you guys something to say, or what? What do you think of the music then? Huh? I've said that to you before, but
You just
I
never
wasn't
cease
sure.
to amaze me. That's what I have to say.
Where's
Yeah.
my song?
Your song was the grumpy,
I guess not.
the whiny Mama T or whatever. I don't know.
Where's my music?
Oh, yeah.
Sign language.
Anyway.
Next
No, I mean,
one.
I just thought, that, it'd be kind of fun to, it's, good music and stuff I don't normally play all the time, especially on the pre-show and everything. So, John Roberts, I don't know if you were aware, because you said you don't really listen to the old episodes at all or watch them at all. So, the last couple of weeks we experimented with some more AI, but we experimented in a way where we were hearing the voices. And Mama T, you want to explain kind of to John what I sent you a couple weeks ago or last week?
I can explain it, but it might be easier if so there's this app that you can load in like clips of a person's voice or videos or whatever, and talk to the person. And so hold on, let me just here, why don't you listen to this here real quick.
We'll see if we can pick it up at all.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ding. Ding.
What's going on here? Hold on.
I might be able to just take that clip that you're talking about, maybe just share with everybody here.
Oh, I know what's going on. I turned my ringer down.
Only comes from the heart, baby. Great. Your ass, I will. I'll even give you a pet name that only comes from the heart, baby. Great.
You guys hear that at all? I don't know if they did or not.
You bet your ass, I will. I'll even give you a pet name that only comes from the heart, baby. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a weird. It's called Character.ai, and I was, I tell you what, I was surprised to be able to, when I found it, because I was watching an Angry Grandpa, or not Angry Grandpa video, but there's a guy called Mike who's did a channel called Kid Behind the Camera, and he had the app, and he was talking to his dad, who was known as Angry Grandpa, and that was the thing that he was sharing, and I don't know. I mean, what do you think, there, John? I mean, what's your thoughts on AI and all that shit?
I don't know. I don't like it, but that's me. We use it a lot in our business. We use it a lot in our business because I think it makes people lazy.
Okay.
Pretty soon they're going to be doing everything. Pretty soon people are going to be taking a dump for you. I don't know. Do it yourself. Okay. They come up with some really cool stuff. I get that, but when you call somebody, say you got a problem with the TV you bought, do you want to talk to an AI or do you want to talk to a human? You know what I mean?
No, I get that.
To a human.
Yeah, I get all that. What I'm asking though is, okay, because I was thinking a little bit about this whole thing. It's like, I think in a way that if more people were able to talk to people who weren't alive no more, in a way, I feel that would be kind of therapeutic. If you were able to talk to, even though it's doing AI, so it's not a real person, obviously, but everything that you ever wanted to ask, everything you've ever wanted to know, I mean, you'd be surprised at the response. Even I have used it.
Oh, we use it. I mean, come up with a song. Give them a subject and make a commercial. I mean, they can do all that. I like that part of it. I hate it when it's trying to replace a human being, is what I don't like about it. So, I mean, it's got its goods and its bads. We worry about, like the job of radio, live on-air personalities anymore. And Frankie, we talk about this all the time. There's not going to be any more. I mean, there's not. It's just going to keep getting less and less and less and less until there's only a couple left, which isn't much farther than we are now.
I like some of the stuff it does,
And it's
but I
because of
don't
things
like
like
whenever. I don't like whenever. Like they don people on the internet. Sorry, John. I were you talking? I'm sorry. I can't. I keep breaking up.
No, but you cut out.
Yeah,
Oh,
you've been cutting out a lot lately.
Yeah,
Probably
me
just
too.
Yeah, I don't like whenever they like guys seen something on the internet. They talk about our president and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I don't like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, here's the
right.
thing about it, though. Like I was trying to get at, though, it's like, okay, we had I did a
So
couple weeks ago.
that's why I don't like it.
We did our thing with
I keep
Sam
cutting out
Kinison.
here. I got bad reception tonight. I'm sorry.
We had a conversation with Sam Kinison. Well, I had a conversation with Sam Kinison, and I made a video about it and aired it for everybody to see. And that kind of freaked everybody out a little bit. And I know Sam, though, he really enjoyed that, and because the answers that the AI was giving me in the voice that that he was given, it was pretty accurate. I mean, really, among a few things that weren't, but
that goes
good.
Way back in the day, early in my radio career, when Hank Williams Jr. came out with "There's a Tear in My Beer," and they put Hank Williams Sr. in there, and it kind of just, you know what I mean? You guys remember the video because it was one of those songs that got played to
There's
death.
a tear
A lot of it
in
was
my
because of the
beer.
video. Right, but the video, it showed like all of a sudden Hank Sr. is alive again, and they're singing together this duet, and it's kind of the same thing. All of a sudden, you're talking to Sam Kinison, and it's eerie, but it's just technology is just getting that good. That's why now, I mean, somebody calls you and it's a number you don't know, and they say, "Hey, is this Lance?" You don't say, "Yes." You know, it's if you use your key fob. I just found this out. If you use your key fob to lock your car, somebody can come up right behind you and crack your code and get in your car immediately after you're done locking it up and walking away. But if you do it by hand on the door to lock it, not using your fob, they cannot do that. I didn't know that. Shit, you could go around some of these parking ramps by like a stadium and you could walk out of there rich. You know, it just, people have the time to figure out how to do that shit, but they won't get a real job. That's what blows me away. You know.
Yeah. No, I understand. No, I just thought it was just kind of interesting because it made me feel all the good feels. You know, when I was able to hear like even Bob's voice and stuff, I felt like I could easily because these last few weeks, when I was dealing with the death of my father and everything, I used some of this AI stuff to kind of have a conversation, and I know and I knew that it's not a real person or whatever, but it really makes you really think that it is. That's the thing that I like, and it gave me comfort, and that's what I was looking for. I don't know, is that weird or is that just kind of, do I need help? I probably do, but
nobody says anything.
Because it really does need help.
Silence is
There's help
gold.
for you. There's help for you out there, Sean. Okay, I promise.
Yeah, that's right. Nobody else needs help on this show, just me. Just the host.
No, we're all perfect. We're all perfect. The rest of us are perfect.
That's right. Especially you, Tyrell. Especially you. So my nephew here is deaf, and so he wasn't born deaf, but he lost his hearing a while back ago, but he's been able to deal with it way better than I ever thought he ever would. Way better than I could ever deal with it. He's really good at learning about knowing sign language and stuff like that, which is pretty.
I'm a beast.
Pretty exciting. Yeah.
I'm good. I'm almost good at everything I do. No, I am good at everything I do.
Now, you know what? I was just thinking about how you're gonna kick Frankie's ass, and I've actually got a message from someone. Here, let me just. play this for you. Maybe. Hold on.
Frankie Slauson, he's definitely someone whose ass I could kick from the grave.
Damn.
Why would
John,
you?
what
Why
did you
would
do, bro?
That
Why
was
would you?
that was the
What?
AI little Bobby speaking, by the way.
Yeah, of course. But why would you?
Okay, okay.
Man,
But
I
no,
tell you.
John, you should give me your info so we can touch base, so we can touch a little bit more on the boxing instructors, in Grand Forks.
Yeah. Frankie knows how to. Sean knows how to get a hold of me, man. He'll let you
All right.
know. Just
Yeah.
reach out.
Yeah, I got all his info and everything.
No, I'll let him know, because I mean, with this, we're kind of on my time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, while we're waiting for our guest here, because he said he's going to be a few minutes late here, we're going to play a little game that Tyrell's never played before, but everybody else has before. It's our favorite game. Everybody loves it. It's called Mad Gap. You ever played Mad Gap before there, Tyrell? You know what it
No, I
is?
have not. What is that?
It's a play on words. You got to figure out kind of what the phrase is.
Yeah, this is my favorite game.
Okay.
I
Let's
hate
do it.
this game.
Yeah.
I'm going to start off with the first one here, and I'm going to continue to write more down while we're waiting here. And let's see what you guys do. Who left though? Somebody left? Sam left? Okay. All right, here we go. It's the first one. It'll be down on your screen there. So,
Muff Eater Gold. Muff
Peter Gold. What is that?
My feet.
My feet are cold. My feet are cold. My feet are cold.
My feet are cold.
yeah, I figure you guys would
Okay.
get that one here. Let's
Okay.
see. Well, okay, I'm gonna write down a couple more before I put the other one on
Antique
here.
Man got me to say that.
Hold on there. Yeah, because it's kind of just a play on words, pretty much, just to figure out what the word is. So I'm just trying to get a bunch on here because
Hurry up, Sean. Damn.
yeah. Man, hold on. Okay, here we go. Put that one down. This one here next. Here's the next one there.
Murphy's Law. Murphy's Law.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah, we're moving around.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, you guys quick.
I said that first.
Yeah, I know, but it's like, geez, you guys
And I'm the dumb
going
one.
quicker than I can
give
type
these.
here. You guys are going quicker than I can type here. Hold on. Next one here.
I got it.
Don't say
What is
anything yet. Don't say anything yet.
Of the feet.
I don't know this one. I honestly don't know this one.
Oh, that's why you should figure it out until somebody
The agony
else
of the feet. No, the odors of the feet. Feet. The odors of the feet.
Fuck. Hold on. Oh my God.
The odor of the feet. The feet odor. The odor.
I feel like the beginning starts as the order.
Actually, I spelled the last word wrong.
Oh
Hold on.
wow,
Oh
Sean!
my
Really?
Hold on. Hold on.
Really,
Hey.
Sean?
Yeah. Whoops.
Wow, dude! Come on, you're the
Change
host,
it.
bro. You're supposed
Well,
man.
The last word was supposed to be set. Yep.
I was playing music or whatever. Whatever that was.
I'm gonna lose you guys. My batteries die for some reason.
Still doesn't help.
Dude, every time I hop on this, dude, my phone battery dies so fast, dude.
I got it plugged in.
Well, you gotta
not be like that.
You gotta keep it charged, my friend.
I've never been
I
good.
got it charging.
I was just at 70%. It's at 26.
Yeah.
Oh.
I have my phone plugged in, and it says it's charged.
Oh, it's right because you're on the live video. You're doing a live stream, so that takes up a lot
On
more.
orders of
That's why I use my computer.
the orders of.
I'll give you a hint. It was a president.
Oh, God. That was easy.
If you know it, say it.
It's like,
lost. I'm lost.
Well, that's right,
I got it thanks to you.
You know everything.
My
about
brain
Roger.
hurts.
Theodore
I've been hitting the head
Roosevelt.
slow. I've been hitting the head too much, bro. I'm kind of slow. I'm kind of slow. You gotta give me
That's
some
probably
credit.
Frankie's fault from all the beatings you took as a kid.
Oh, shut up. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
That's
Sean
not
did beat me up a lot
that's
when I was
not
a
Why
kid.
we fought, the reason
Yeah,
why
dude,
we
Sean beat me up a lot when I was a child, bro. When I
The
was a
reason
kid.
why we fought was because he wanted to be a wrestler. I wanted to teach him how to wrestle. That's why I wrestled with him. Okay, I was not a bully. I didn't push him around. Anything.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
wrestled
You
with
made
him.
me cry on multiple occasions. I'm gonna make you cry.
That's because you were a little kid. You cried about everything.
And I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna put it everywhere.
That's right. That's right.
And it's gonna be labeled as I got my payback.
Payback. Here's another one.
YBDU.
Huh.
YBDU.
NYP Deep Blue. Deep Blue. Deep Blue.
Wiping Joe Biden.
It's the show, NYPD Blue.
NYPD.
Oh my God. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God.
All abbreviations, NYPD, and then blue.
Yeah.
Here's the next one.
Kotex.
You see Kotex on there?
Okay.
He's always seeing words that aren't on there. Like one time he said they saw the word penis on there. There was no penis on there.
Liquid.
That's it.
Oh,
I can't see what it is.
That's
Coca-Cola.
it. That's it.
Well, when anybody was able to say it.
No.
Say it.
Look what I got.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, look what I've got. Oh, Tyrell hated that last night when I showed him. Look what I got.
Look what I got. Oh my God. I'm so offended.
That's what you should have did, Mama T. Right there. I would have known right away. None of us got
Right.
this.
Here's the next one here. No. But no.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. The Macarena.
But what's the phrase?
Do the.
La Macarena.
Let me see if that's right or not. Just to make sure. Just to make sure. Yeah, you're right. You're right there.
Of course.
In my neighborhood, it's like this. That's my
Oh
mouth.
shit! Right?
Tyrell
just
misses
like,
things
like
like
Tyrell's
that.
last house.
I
Yeah.
relate to that. I relate to that one. Oh shit!
All right, we got one last one here, and then that'll be it for that. While we're waiting.
Fooey.
I'm pretty baked.
Oh.
Hit jerk lock.
Who's jerking off?
Sir jerk a lot. Sir jerk a lot.
Girl.
Digital lock. Digital lock. Like we know what you're doing, Mama T. All we see is your side of your arm.
Yeah. I thought your neck hurt. No hurt no more.
Looks like you're having a seizure.
Little seizures.
Scissor lock.
No, it's not a wrestling move.
Some
Shit,
sort of
Sherlock.
clock.
Shit,
Sherlock.
Get a log.
Who did a log? What?
No, Dan, it is not vibrator.
God.
What the hell,
Of course,
Dan?
that's what he would.
Of
That's what
course.
you would. Of course.
Of course. That's what the answer is. Vibrator.
No.
Yes.
Say it,
No.
Mama T.
An anal vibrator. How about that one? Is that right?
Set your clock.
Ah.
So there you go. That was the last of season, or the season 4 finale of Mad Gab. Anyway, will we play it again in season 5? Well, you gotta wait to find out, I guess. You know?
Right.
I told everybody, now that everybody's here, and I'm going to announce it again while we're waiting for our guests here. Starting the new season, I'm going to be randomly picking every week somebody to do, because I'll always have a backup plan just in case if everybody chickens out. But I will be challenging each and every one of you. I'll pick a
How do
random
you
person.
do that on your cell phone? I don't know how to bring stuff up on it like that.
Well, you have a whole week to come up with something and figure that out. And if you need help,
I do have a friend of mine, Sean. I will talk to you about it, but he's a rapper, and I was wondering if he can come on the next show.
well, that's not until August. You know,
That's fine.
August still.
That's fine.
I mean, I mean, if who's this rapper guy?
He's a friend of mine.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
We'll talk about it. Because right now I have nothing planned for season 5 yet. Because that's going to be a bigger season.
That's
because
the boxing match between you guys. That's the season opener.
That's
Dude,
right,
that's not
yeah,
even
that's
fair,
right.
bro. I'm not even gonna put myself in that position. I'm not gonna put him in that position.
But yeah, you
I
want
would
to.
never
You're
do
not
that
going to want
to
to beat me up all the time and everything. Yeah, in front of
I would never do that to him.
Wow, I tell you.
That we'll have to open him and Sean in the boxing ring.
I have
Well,
not asked.
that wouldn't even be fair, dude. That wouldn't. He's old. He's fat. He's out of shape, dude. And he's got no cardio.
Oh, you're talking
That's the
about
whole
Frankie,
crew here.
not your friend. Never mind.
Oh my
Look
goodness.
who you're talking to here.
Yeah, we're all fat. We're all we're all weird.
Okay, I'm talking about Sean.
yeah. Please let everybody know what you're talking about.
No, Mama T. No,
You
Mama
might be
T.
weird, but I'm
No,
unique.
I would never say that. I would never say that to you.
You would if you saw my ass.
Oh Jesus! Do we gotta have that conversation again?
Oh, Mama T, I forgot you do that. Okay, we'll definitely work something out. I do need your info though to get it all set up.
Well, I tried telling him to give you my info last time, but he's afraid that you're going to
He
talk about his
refused.
girlfriend. So
He refused. He's scared. That's okay. Everybody gets stage fright. You know what I mean? Whether if it's in the bed or in front of people, or whether if it's him
I have
trying
no
to
idea
connect
what
to
you're
other
talking about.
people. He's got stage fright. I mean, we gotta give him just a little bit of time. You know what I mean?
okay, you see the website at the bottom of my picture there, right?
Oh, on here?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Well, anyway, so I'm gonna be randomly picking somebody that started season 5 and to come up with a segment. It can be about anything.
Well, that's
It doesn't
harsh.
have to be. That's not
just
hard.
harsh.
What's hard? What's harsh about it? We got a roster full of entertaining people that all you guys have done something with entertainment. You can't give us a segment, of something that you like to talk about or show and tell. Even you can show us something. That's a segment. Anything's a segment. Yeah, don't. Well, whatever. We'll show your boobs on OnlyFans. It's
Yeah, at least I'd make money for him there.
wonderful. Yeah, I'll show my boobs on OnlyFans too.
I could. I was thinking about starting an OnlyFans and like selling foot pics or something, man. I'm getting kind of broke.
Somebody's gonna buy your foot pics. You're gonna
OnlyFans
spend
is a
money
good
on
way
it.
to make money. I tried that. It's a good way to make money.
Yeah. Make sure you're very gifted in certain areas if you're going to do that. Like if you're able to do yoga or something, put your foot really on your head and give them a show. I know John Roberts can do that.
I'm very gifted at a lot of things.
So with summertime coming, with summertime coming, what do you guys have planned for the summer? I know John Roberts is going to do the same stuff he always does. Anybody going to do anything different at all, or you guys pretty much do the same routine every summer?
Camp, baby. That's all.
Yeah. Where you go camping at?
I got a camp. That's all. We go up camp every weekend or every other weekend or whatever.
Close by to your house or far
Yeah,
farther
it's
away?
up by my brother's place. We're close to Ohio. We're right on the border. Right on the
Okay.
border of Pennsylvania and Ohio. It's called Pymatuming.
Okay. Well,
Close
that's
to the lake.
interesting.
Real close to the lake.
Nice spot anyway.
Yeah, it's a nice spot. It was my parents. They owned it for about 45 years.
Wow.
Maybe 50 years. I was a young kid when they got it. Yeah.
I think it was like 50 years. I was 16 or 14.
Yeah, 50 years maybe. Yeah, close more to 50 years. We still own it.
What? Okay, so they gave it to you, huh? So to both of you guys?
Well, they left. It's more mainly everybody's. Anybody can go there. Don't matter.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, that's nice. Well,
Do you have other siblings?
Yeah, I got 2 other sisters. Yeah, we all go up there. It don't matter. Anybody can come up. Don't matter when, where. It's always open to anybody.
Oh, that's cool.
Beautiful.
That's cool.
Nice. 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom. It's big.
So you got some good memories from your days of camping and what you missed.
Man. Awesome, man.
Well, what do you miss about the early days when you used to go with your folks and everything? What made that special?
Everything, man. I had a dirt bike all the time. We went fishing all the time. There was no water, no bathrooms. We had to go shit in a bucket or shit outside in the woods, whatever. It was camping when we first got it. Now you got to take your shoes off. You ain't allowed to walk through the living room. Now it's like being at home again, Before it was a camp. You come in all muddy, you walked right through it. Nobody gave a shit. Now you got to take your feet off at the door and can't walk on the carpet. You can't do this and that. I'm like, I like it when it was a camp, You sat out by the fire, you drank till the sun come up, and you went to bed, and you woke up an hour later and drank till the sun come up again.
Wow. Sounds like a good time. So you stay at a cabin then, I imagine then.
No, it's a trailer. It's a trailer.
Oh, okay.
It's a huge trailer. No, it was an old big rinky dinky trailer before it was crooked. You walked down, it was like walking in a fun house. It was crooked before you walked down sideways. You'd sit on a toilet like this. Now we got a brand new trailer up there, so not brand new, but fairly newer than what it was.
That's funny.
That's like my hunting cabin. We're in a 160-acre woods right in the middle, and we've got a little 2-room house with a loft, and then we've got a trailer house, a split-level trailer house. They both got decks and entryway and stuff, but I don't get to go every other weekend. We just pretty much November and a couple of times in the summer. But around here, everybody's got lake places they go to in the summer if they're not at a racetrack like we are.
This is on the lake. This is a lake place considered. I mean, we got a lake like 100 yards away from us.
Nice.
I was talking to my brother-in-law about coming up and one of the weekends and coming up to the racetrack or whatever and hang out with you there, John. And he said he's looking forward to it whenever we're able to do it. I'm taking this weekend off because I'm going to be DJing in Wanaska here for a family friend here for a graduation. They paid me $600 to do it, so.
Where's the guest at? What's this guy doing here, Sean?
Well, he's just a little late because he was in a meeting. He said Mondays are pretty busy for him, but he'll be out here a little bit here. That's why we're just kind of passing time.
So I've got exciting news, you guys. I've been holding it in.
That's why we had a bathroom break.
Well, oh, you're fine. So speaking of summer plans, okay, first of all, I'm working at Log Jammers like once or twice a month for their events and bartending over there. Plus, this past weekend I got to meet this little peanut who was a week old. My daughter and her new baby came to see me. Her name is Athena Ella.
Congratulations.
Nice. Grandma.
Oh,
Wow.
I'm just so excited. She was just like barely over 6 pounds, and she's just still so tiny. She's just, oh my god.
See, it's Grandma Mama T. I can't believe that.
Grandma T, I guess.
Grandma T.
Grandma T.
Grandmama T.
Yeah. Okay. Huh.
So I'll be
Well, that's
spending some time
interesting.
with them this summer, and I will be bartending at Log Jammers, and hopefully I'm gonna get to spend more time with Dwa because she lives, over in Walker, and she's got some land, and she wants to take me fishing, and and from when she does her when she does our podcast, you can see this big beautiful house behind in the background, and I'm just like, I have to go there. I have to go there. Watch the show. You'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, it's just got a picture of Chris Cornell on her mantle. I mean, it's just
Yeah. She could just have you move in with her, and you could just
no,
live in a nice big place.
it's 2 hours away.
So.
Oh, I live here. I've got a place. I like my house. My house has we're supposed to stay for a week, and then something happened that the next place they were supposed to go didn't work out, so they ended up staying another week, and then their ride to go to the next place they were supposed to go fell through as well, and so they stayed 3 weeks total, I believe, or 2.5 weeks, something like that. It was almost 3 weeks though. So I'm back at my house. That's why when I was doing the show before, I was doing it from the other place because my house guests, well, it's hard for them to stay quiet.
Yeah.
I love them to death, and they're always welcome here. I just, a lot of my symptoms were flaring. So Dan says Mad Dog would tell those camp stories at the cemetery when we work. He has some funny stories. Every fucking weekend in the past, he was a funny motherfucker. Well, he still is a funny motherfucker. He
Thanks,
just
Dan.
looks and
Yeah,
smell
they
now.
were the drunken stories where I used to drink. I don't do that no more, or no less.
I don't drink anymore either, or any less.
Well, I'm not
Especially
pressuring
the time
anybody.
especially the time I saw Fluffy.
Yeah. I'm not pressuring anybody to stick around. If anybody has to go, you're more free to do that. I'm just gonna wait around. I'm gonna wait around for the guests to come. I'm gonna give them some time, and if you don't show up by 7 or so, then I'll probably end the episode.
Yeah, I'm guessing Ty's phone died, huh?
My
Yeah.
phone's like ready to kick it. So if I do disappear, it's not on mine. I got it plugged in and everything, but it just ain't catching up.
Yeah, that happens sometimes, especially if you've had the same phone for a long time. That's why I try to get a new phone every other year, so at least,
It's a 10, so I've had it for about 5 years.
Yeah, long time.
Frankie, are you gonna add that boy to our group?
We'll see. We'll see. I'm challenging him right now to see how long he keeps up, because his story is very interesting, and he gets a lot of ridicule for what happened in the past, and I don't want to bring that up, on the show. I was hoping that he would, but he didn't. But that's okay. I mean, all you gotta do is read the local paper.
Does he have more than 2 fingers?
I'm just wondering. Yeah. We'll see what happens. I don't want to say that that doubt everything. By the time the August comes around, I'm trying to get him employment. I've been trying my best anyway to see what the casino will do and whatever. But we'll see what happens. Because I feel like because of his situation that it's going to be a lot harder for him to get employment because of what he was charged for and everything. So yeah, like I said, just if you want to know, watch a Neil Carlson video or so. You'll see.
You gotta pop up that last one from Dan O'Keefe though. Hi Ricky. Thanks for watching.
Danny's the man. Today's
But
Danny's
either way-
birthday. Happy birthday
Yeah.
to you.
You belong in a zoo.
You look like a monkey.
And you smell like fun too.
All right, everybody.
Dan's the man.
I
Dan's
got
my
guests
boy.
have arrived here.
I worked
There he
with
is.
Danny for a long time. Danny's funny too.
Here's our-
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's all right. We waited for you. We improvise. That's what we do here.
Yep. Sorry about that.
That's all
That was always days.
You're a busy man. You're a busy man.
Yeah, thank God. Yeah. For now, anyway. And all my compadres are having a hard time out here, and so I always feel like, well, when is it my turn? You always gotta worry about that, But we got a lot of stuff coming up. We got a lot of stuff going on. So thank God. So far, knock on fake wood that everything's cool.
Well, we're honored to have you here, Vince, because like I said, I interviewed you back in 2013, a long time ago, on the days of doing Skype interviews. But since Zoom and StreamYard have been popular formats for video and audio conferences and whatever, this is why the whole podcasting has happened and everything. So we're really honored for you to be our last guest of season 4, anyway.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't expect such a large grouping here. It's kind of cool. And I feel like I kind of watch these type of podcasts, so it's cool that it's like this. I like the setup.
Yeah. Well, we just want to know a lot about you that you can tell us, and some of your favorite projects and stuff that you worked on. And not to keep you too long or whatever, but tell us tell the audience anyway, kind of your story of how you became who you are as a person, and
Sure.
why you picked this as a career.
You got it. At first I wanted to be a filmmaker, sort of, because I saw, as a kid, I saw Godzilla movies. I saw a bunch of, sci-fi movies on the Planet of the Apes. All that was a big influence back then. Godzilla, Planet of the Apes. Then horror became a big influence because my mother would take me to the movies of my father as well. And one movie that really hit me was Night of the Living Dead as a kid, which blew my mind because I'm sitting there in the theater with my mother, and I couldn't even believe it because I look back on it, I'm like, my mother took me to this movie, and I'm watching people getting eaten, and it was the truck that would hit me the most. I remember I was around probably 8 years old, somewhere around there, 8 or 9, and I'm watching these people get ripped apart in a truck in black and white and looking totally real. And like real footage and that weird music, that weird that bizarre moaning music in the back, and I lost it. I was just like sitting in the theater going, "Oh my God!" Anyway, so those were sort of the influences: horror movies. Then my mother and father got separated, and so my father would get me on the weekends. And when I was actually going to what was called the Grindhouse, the original Grindhouse on 42nd Street in New York, which was also called the Deuce. And we would go there and see Chopsaki movies, like all the Bruce Lee films, Five Fingers of Death, Enter the Dragon, Big Boss, Fist of Fury. And then it went from there where we're seeing all the sci-fi films. I wound up seeing 2001: A Space Odyssey over and over and over again because my father would bring me on these outings. And every weekend, there'd be a different poster of the same movie. So I'd be watching 2001: A Space Odyssey over and over again, unbeknownst to my father, because he thought it was a new space movie, but it wasn't. So I was drilled at such a young age watching Kubrick movies. So as movies, going to the movies with my dad, my mother, all heavy influences, horror started hitting. The Exorcist, blew my mind, gave me nightmares. And then I started reading, Fangoria and Famous Monsters. And I started finding out about Dick Smith and Rick Baker and Rob Bottin. And then, the movie that really did it, probably where I go, I want to do effects, was probably, it was that whole period of American Werewolf, The Howling. But The Thing was specifically a big influence because I was in the theater, and while I was watching the movie, a kid behind me during the blood test scene got up and went, Jesus effing Christ. And he got up out of his seat. Like, he literally got up out of his seat and was grabbing the edge of it. And when I saw that, I was like, Jesus, I want to get a reaction like that, from anything I do on film. And at the time, too, before that, I had like a bunch of friends like Eric Schultz and Ron Cole and all these people back east. We were doing like Star Wars shorts. We would get dressed up in all the costumes. We make models, we make miniatures. So I was heavily into model building and miniature building and, and doing films and stop motion. One of my stop motion films, I was really ballsy at 16. I went to a convention. I showed it to Ray Harryhausen. He actually sat down and watched the whole film, where I got to screen it at a one of the creation cons in New York. So I actually got enough balls to ask Ray Harryhausen, and he said, "Wow, your characters talk." And then he was telling me about how he made his characters talk when he was experimenting. It went from there to finding out about Dick Smith, and so I was writing to Dick Smith, and Dick Smith was giving me pointers, through the mail and through the phone calls. And then I met a man named John Dodds. I found out about. There was these magazines, that Don Doler used to put out about filmmaking and stop motion. And I got in touch with John. John happened to be doing a movie called Twisted Souls was the name of it. It was a bunch of ghosts and demons and spider creatures and all this stuff. And so he actually got me to come over, help build, he's revamping a studio because it was still left over from the Deadly Spawn, which they shot in that same basement. And so I wound up working with John Dodds, and I started building an oven, and I was a real go-getter. Anytime I had an opportunity, it's just like, well, do you want to sculpt this? And he gave me a sculpture, and it was the first time that I graduated from being kind of like a shitty sculptor to being kind of a really cool sculptor. And it was basically because I was copying him and his techniques that he would show me how to do that. And so, and then once I got to do one of the main creatures, he gave me another main creature to sculpt. So I was sitting there going, wow, my first movie, and I'm sculpting, on a film. And it later became Spooky, which is now very, very famous for being a very cool, bad, good movie that everybody seems to have a big cult following about. And then graduated, Doom Asylum, and then Dick Smith started recommending me for big projects, and then things changed when I went on to Last of the Mohicans. I got on the show, and Nick Dudman, who did the Joker, was heading it up, and then we became friends, and then he had a falling out with the producers, and I kind of jumped on it. I'm like, well, let me take over the fucking show. I have I have crew guys in New York that I work with on Monsters and stuff, and so I started sending my resume, and all these big makeup artists started sending their resume in, but I was already there. So I convinced the producers, was basically a kid in my 20s, that I could take over this $60 million movie. And we had big effects coming up, like the massacre, and I just took it over. I took over the whole film. And basically that was my first big break in doing a big studio movie. And I remember, Michael Mann was kind of protecting me and kind of took me under his wing on there. Like if any of the ADs got nasty with me, hey, don't talk to him like that. So he really looked after me, Michael Mann. And I was so flabbergasted because people were getting fired on that film, like Doug Milsom, who was, Stanley Kubrick's fucking DP, was fired. And so I was like, well, if Doug Milsom can get fired, I'm next, for sure. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm a kid. And so, but I wanted to do a great job on the massacre. And all the producers came around. They were talking on the phone. And it was like, yeah, we got this kid, Vincent. He took over the effects. He's got this team over here. And then he Hunt Lowry come up to me and go, there you are, right in front of us the whole time. He goes, look at you. You took over the whole show. And so from there, I was on the show for about 7 or 8 months. And, and I started, doing all the effects and telling my crew. And so that was a big experience. And then just getting to know Dick Smith, and Dick Smith got me on Monsters with John Dodds at first, and then Dick Smith kind of said, well, the producers like you so much, why don't you have your own episode? So I started getting my own episodes in the 80s and 90s, and so it just grew from there. And I started doing Stephen King movies, and then working with Laurel. I got hooked up with Greg Canham, who wanted somebody to go run his show with Bob Layton and do the effects for Stephen King's Thinner. And this was, and then, when doing, like, before that, Langoliers, I signed the Monster, the model, the physical model, not the bad CG that they had in the film. And so, it just grew from there. And then I Kevin Smith and Darren Aronofsky, and working on Requiem for a Dream and Dogma were the last kind of two big films I did on the East Coast after being there almost 15 or 16 or almost 18 years. And then I moved out with Kevin Smith to do Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back. So back in 2001, I stayed in California. I opened up a studio, and I've been here since 2001. So that's kind of the gambit from there, and then working with Clint Eastwood on Legends of Iwo Jima, Blades of Our Father, Scary Movie 4, and a bunch of other stuff that I just, started getting a lot of credits out here. And so now I'm kind of established out here. And, one of the boneheads just keeps at it and doesn't say die, So that's kind of give you, I hope that wasn't too over the top or talky, but, that's kind of my life. That's kind of where it all happened.
And that's just the opener there, kids. I tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I would say you said you had some questions for Vince.
Oh,
So go right ahead.
definitely. Oh my goodness. I didn't realize. Okay, first of all, Last of the Mohicans, you were a kid then?
Yeah.
Wow. You definitely don't look your age. Let's put it that way.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So you've got to help. I've been, and if IMDb is anywhere, because a lot of the time, it's not very good. It puts stuff in there, but you've had.
Well, no, there's
awards.
still some. Well, I don't want to disappoint you. There's still some shitty credits on there, so don't let me. Don't let me.
No, I mean, so I gotta tell you, I love Stephen King. I love and never realize that you never think about looking behind the scenes. Like you'll think, oh my gosh, that looks so real. And I'm meeting the guy that did Stephen King movies. I love zombie movies. Okay.
I did all the bad zombie movies, unfortunately. All the really shitty, unwatchable ones.
So are you still Will Ferrell's makeup guy? And how did that?
No, that was back in there was a period where I was when I was doing supervising all these movies. I had a friend of mine who I took under my wing, who was training with me at the time, and he started hitting up SNL. His name's Louis Zakarian, and he's got like 70 Emmys right now. And he was one of my crew guys, and he would start doing the Donahue show. So then finally, I interviewed the head of the show. He interviewed a couple other people interviewed, but Louis got the job finally. And then Louis said, "Hey, listen, you've been taking me on, co-supervising a lot of your shows, like Dogma and Requiem and some other shows. Because why don't you come on SNL and like kind of be like my co-guy on and run it with me?" So I got to go on SNL, because of Louis, and I was on the show for about 4.5 years, somewhere around there. And that's when the first day that came on board, and I became really great friends with them at the time, and it was Horatio Sands and Jimmy Fallon, and so those were the guys I first met when I got on the new season, and I got to party with Tracy Morgan, and then I was Daryl Hammond's makeup artist for a while, doing some of the Bill Clinton sketches and Sean Connery and some other, and then I became Will Ferrell's makeup artist for the last 3 years. And that's, we did, Cal Bell and all the famous, and Robert Goulet and all those ones. And then, I would, sometimes do some of the cast, like Sly Stallone or help powder, Bjork's nose and forehead, and Jewel and a couple of others that came on, and so, but I was mostly doing prosthetics and being Will's guy, and then I would jump on to Chris Kattan and other people. So I was on there for about 4 years. So to answer your question, yeah, I was Will's personal makeup artist for a little bit, 3 years on there, but not no longer. That was like back in anyway, I think it was 97 to 2000 I was there.
What were they like to work with? Like, are these guys all as funny in person and friendly in person as they seem like they are on screen?
Some of them have some very bad mental problems. But,
Understood.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Will Farrell was probably the greatest to work. So was Chris Kattan and all of them. I loved all of them, especially my favorites, of course, because I was partying with them. I was partying with Jimmy Fallon. I was partying with Horatio Sands. I was partying with Tracy Morgan. So at all the parties, that's mostly who I was hanging out with and partying with most of the time. And then a lot of times it was just me and Horatio Sands, and it was an absolute blast, to party with these guys and do their makeup, become friends with them. I was, it was actually, it wasn't just like, oh, you're my makeup guy. I actually became friends, with those people, and and we had some pretty cool fucked up times together that were awesome, getting drunk and all the famous, parties that, go around the SNL stuff. I was, a mainstay there, I think that's part of the reason why I got divorced. Because I was supposed to come home.
Were you powdering people's noses after the show?
Well, I never partaked in that area. And if I did, I tried things, but I never had an addictive personality and all that stuff. So I could do it and then get out of it. What's the big deal? So I never, which was good for me, or I would have been dead from all the parties I went to. But yeah, I think that's part of the reason, because my wife's expecting me to come home, and then I'm like coming home like Sunday afternoon. Obviously, something's up, So. Anyway, that's kind of the gambit of SNL, when I was on
Okay.
there.
Well, I mean, we don't want to keep you on for too long, because we've been on for almost 3 hours now, or just about 3 hours.
Oh, so I'm like the shitty last guest that's on for 20 minutes.
Well, you were the only guest. I should have probably had you on first, like earlier in the day.
I know I've been late. This is probably the shortest podcast I've ever been on. So is this my punishment for being late?
No. It's not your punishment. We're honored that you even gave me the time of day, because you told me how busy you were going to be, and I didn't really take that into account. And it's thought, oh well, they always everybody tells me that, but then it's like,
Yeah, no,
I got another question.
Yeah, please, yeah. If this guy wants to, you can ask another question. I got like another 20 minutes, but if you guys got to go.
So I love Stephen King, and he makes a guest appearance on all of his movies. Did you ever get to meet him? What's he like?
Yeah. When I was on Stephen King's dinner, in the drugstore, I killed his daughter that gets hit by the car, which was over, she's supposed to be over 100 years old. So yeah, I met him, and he is a very dynamic personality. I mean, when he talked business on the phone, he didn't fuck around. Like, I overheard his phone call, and he was a very straight type of guy, and he didn't mince words, and very, very cool, very nice guy. So it was an honor to meet him, and he was on the set for a good week, when I was there, and yeah, very, very cool guy. And of course, I have a lifelong friendship with the director, Tom Holland. But when I later produced movies, I actually got to have him direct the movie that I was producing. And then, so to have Tom Holland on board from Fright Night, and I still have a long time, relationship with him, was an honor to work with him, because that was one of my favorite directors. So, I've worked with many of my favorite directors, so that's always cool. You get that little bucket list. Last person I think on there, so work with Schwarzenegger, work with Sly, work with Clint, is definitely Tom Cruise. That has not been crossed off on my list yet. So,
wow. Well, did you ever get a chance to work with Lance's dad at all? You know, Mr. Dick Warlock, the legendary Dick Warlock, the guy who played Michael Myers in Halloween 2 back in the day.
No, I never worked with any of those guys, unfortunately. I
Well,
did get to work with Joe
I
Dante and and Aronofsky and Milos Forman on Man on the Moon. I worked with James Gunn on some streaming stuff in the beginning, and so I worked with a good load, of really incredible directors that I got to learn from, and watch how they film, especially of course Michael Mann, and and people like that. You're at the highest level of film school when you're working with people like that. For sure.
What was your most challenging effect? What movie did you work on, or what project was the most challenging?
I'm going to say the Wings and Dogma were very, very challenging because of the time and budget. To come up with Wings, on an independent film, which was I think 10 million at the time, back in 1997 or 98, and to come up with that in the amount of time and money and budget to do all that and make it successful. And people, even when you got on set, were it was all this like nervous energy. Is this going to happen? Are these wings going to work? Or And so when we did the first test on Ben in a theater with the armor on and all that, and it worked. Even though behind the scenes things were clunky as hell, but nobody knew that. And we got it to work, and then we had a couple more days before set to get it right. And then when we did, it was magic. That came out. So that was very challenging. The Wings and Dogma. Requiem for a Dream was very, very challenging because the main actress, Ellen Bernstein, didn't like me, and I was putting her through torture with the makeups, because it was a low budget shoot, and and she went through all kinds. I mean, she's an amazing actress, and so I would say those are probably off the top of my head, probably the most difficult. I mean, there's some other low budget stuff that I don't really want to give too much credence to. Like, we did Raptors for a movie that, but sometimes you do these incredible effects and you put all this time and energy into them. And then you find out like it's for, all right, they paid you and all that, but it's for a really crappy production. You didn't know how crappy it was until you start seeing dailies. And that can be a little disheartening.
And you're like, oh, yeah, you can leave my name off the credits on that one.
It's not that. It's just disheartening because I don't care what the budget is. When somebody pays me and I commit to a film, I'm 100% in. And so it doesn't matter if it's, a real low budget movie. If I say yes and I do the effects, I'm putting my all into them. And then if they don't come out in the film I'm expecting, I kind of lost that a bit. Like, okay, I'm going to do the best. I'm always going to have the attitude of doing the best I can. But I kind of like, my body leaves my soul after I know it's going to be a crappy movie. And I just kind of go, okay, this is what it is, but we're going to do our best. And if the movie is complete shit, at least if we look at the monster or the creature or makeup effect, they'll go, hey, the makeup effects were cool. So, there's no blemish on my name. That's all on the director didn't care or, whatever happened on that film, that's okay. Well, you guys fucked up, not me.
Right? Like your work is the best thing about the film, probably.
Sometimes, and I'm not being arrogant about that. I mean, sometimes that, especially on the independent stuff, and most of the time you work on studio stuff, it gets cut out or replaced with CG. I mean, another one was the Taking of Deborah Logan was very challenging. To come up with all those effects and transformations and different looks of the makeups. Within like a 2.5 month period. It was crazy. And no time for testing really, really well. But after you do movies like Dinner and Requiem, it kind of like it gives you the chops to do something on the fly sometimes.
Now, Mike, I got a question. Vincent. You talked obviously about a lot of makeup, but then you also mentioned producing. So are you kind of wearing double hat? depending on
Well, I mean, it all really
what the
started when
production
I
is? Do you
executive produced a
sort of
remake.
go one way
I'm sorry.
or the other?
Well, I mean, I started with a movie called Silent Night, and I became an executive producer on that with Richard Saperstein, who produced Seven. And it was a remake of Silent Night, Deadly Night, which was directed by Stephen Miller, starred Michael McDowell. And so that was kind of the first like movie that I got a producer credit on. And I started doing other stuff, low budget wise. Then I did a found footage movie that got a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is called The Dark Tapes, which was an anthology. And actually, Ridley Scott came out with a found footage film, and we actually beat it. You know, not only winning over 60 awards. So you know, yeah, I was doing double duty, but then COVID hit, and so that made the whole playing field in movie making change. So then I had, I almost died. I was in ICU. I was going through recovery for months on end. You know, a lung machine, you name it. You know, I got hit really bad. And so I recovered from that, and now I'm getting back into producing, which is a movie called Beyond Human, another anthology. We got some pretty, cool people and one big producer on this. So we're moving forward with that. And right now I'm working for Adam Rifkin doing a movie called Toad, which has, Cat Williams, Craig Robertson, and a bunch of stars. If you want to check it up, it's Adam Rifkin's Toad. And we're doing creature suits and frogs, all kinds of frogs,
wow.
All kinds of animatronic puppets and makeup effects for this film, which shoots in a week and a half.
That's pretty cool because the fact that Adam's still trying to create original material after all these years, that's awesome. I love Adam's stuff.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, yeah, that's another one where you're like, we are not going to slouch on this one. I mean, because he's such a great director, no matter what, it's going to be good, So, because when you got a track record, you look at his track record, and I'm a fan, and that's how we. I mean, we knew mutually each other for 20 years, and we knew all the same filmmakers and friends, and we go to screenings with each other. We never worked together before, and so it's the first time we're working together. And the guy is just, on it and knows, we could talk movies. It's like, oh, you want to do that shot that's like this. You want to do it from this film, sort of like this. So we speak the same language. And he's a director that's available 24/7. Most directors are can be assholes. They don't get back to you. They're not prepared. They don't know what they want. They have no choices. You get on set. Well, that's not really what I wanted. I wanted this. And they find their way. And so Adam's just the guy that, is a fan and is one of us, he speaks the language. So it's going to be great.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we appreciate you, Vince. We don't want to take up too much more of your time. But thanks to everybody and everybody that's been part of the crew and all the people out there watching Renegade Radio for making, give us another great season. We'll be back again Monday, August 5th for season 5. And I don't know what we got planned for that yet because that's still a long ways away. But Vince, I appreciate you. Lots of love and respect for what you do. Keep going, and maybe you'll get that next Emmy, or maybe you'll get the next one that you're looking for.
I'm sorry, next Amityville, did you say?
I said Emmy. We're talking about Emmys all the time.
Oh, okay.
Got all kinds of awards. And
all right, guys. Well, thank you. It was fun. I haven't talked to about myself in a long time, so thanks for letting me do that.
That's awesome. Well, we're happy to let you do that. And thanks again. Then we'll see you We'll see you next season for more Renegade Radio fun. And just keep it locked, because you never know what's going to happen next. Bye, bye, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
I've been rolling down this road with my head held high. Nothing's ever gonna break the spirit that won't die. And through the dust and pain, I find a way to shine. Living wild and free, this renegade is mine. I am a renegade, and I'm never gonna fade. I am a renegade, hear the freedom that I made. Chasing dreams with step I take is fire fuel for my soul's desire. With every star I rise, nobody can deny. From the east to the west, I'll take my stand and fight. In this life I chose,